happened? Half a day and heck yeah. And who is ready for episode 4? Because apparently episode 5, part 1, came out today. And I think part 2, they said, will be released February 20th. But anyway, I'm not taking a gander at the Reddit just to see people theories and whatnot. And in one of the screenshots, I saw the dog, Pug, still with Stella in her arm when they go, I guess, hunt the ghost at Oscars. And I'm just like, the dog could have lived? So, the dog could have lived. The dog could have lived. Yes, Russell, the dog could have lived. Episode 4 awaits. If you'd like to save, please do so. I did save. During the scribble. Save screenshot. What? No, I don't want a screenshot. I just want to see. Okay, it does open it up on Blue Sky. That's really cute. That's awesome. Oh, okay. Continue, please. Hold on. I gotta get my... There we go. Get my chat back up. Nope, that's not bad. Try again. There we go. Ooh, I think I'm a bit, delayed. Okay, noted. Alright, note, the decision you made in episode 3 bears heavy physical consequences, and a visual reminder of those consequences will follow you for the rest of the game. You can reduce the intensity of this visual reminder or remove it entirely at any point in the preferences. Oh yeah, that's right, because I gave up years of my life. Because I was like, whatever, I'll do it. And they're like, no, your cousin should do it. She's been here the whole time. And I'm just like, it doesn't matter. All right? It doesn't matter. I'll do it. It's fine. Would you like to see a recap before starting episode 4? I would say just give us a recap of episode 3. No, because we just played it yesterday. We should be fine. We should be fine. But yes, Russell, you want a recap? Okay, Russell wants a recap. I'll give him a recap. There are 2 now. That's what we're starting off with. What happened to your glass house? Butthole squatter kicked Dustin mom out. Right, as you're ready to leave, Janie approaches from the far side of the kitchen. Tabitha remains calm. Right, Janie's married to the priest. She tells us about that. She's like, I'm so sorry about what happened. She's praying for the kids. Then we get here. She needs her new tea blend. And she's like, sure. And I'm like, tea? And there's a whole room and everything. And I'm like, I think it's drugs. Yeah, Russell, then we meet them. This is the guy we met in the woods. And they're like, we're guarding our stuff, trying to keep it safe. So they seem nice, right? Nice enough. We talked to him, and he's the one who told me that my cousin and Wayne were dating. And all the hubbubaloo, and how there's a strike about to happen. God. And then, I was like, I'm gonna tell my cousin, but I'm gonna make sure she doesn't know I got it from him. And then we had choices between Oscar and Stella and Kanika. And I was like, I'm gonna go check on Oscar because his daughter escaped something. So this guy, if I'm not mistaken, this is the dad of the ghosts that we exorcise, right? If I'm understanding the history correct, because they were like, it was owned by the Scarlets, but the co-partner was blamed, and everybody went and took him out. So when we hear all that banging and pitchfork and everything, I'm thinking it's this. I'm thinking it's this scene that's happened. And then, he grows up and tries to date somebody from the Scarlet family, and that's probably why they were so against it, because they're like, what are you doing? Because he seemed like a little kid, and then he seemed to get older. And then I meet the dog, and the dog's like, tourism, and we just have that whole discussion. Right, and then I meet the pastor that everybody's like, is creepy, but that's just because they saw him talking to animals, so he can talk to animals like me, and he's like, come chat with me so we can talk about it, and I'm like, okay. And then we meet him, and I'm getting werewolf vibes because his mom seems scared. Also, look at this little art thing down here. I'm seeing some teeth and what looks to be biting some hands. And I'm seeing some stretching and some flesh stuff, but that could just be oh, spooky monster. But then I see it here. I see what looks to be a wolf wolf snout going yum 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 yum. So like a lot of teeth, like teeth moving. This looks like a self-portrait because little moon skull there, another little skull there. So I'm wondering, and he's got very sharp nails. But then again, it could just be, you know, because it's elasticity. It's kind of where we got the myth of like, oh, your fingernails keep growing after you die. It's like, no, it's just your skin gets pulled back and reveals more nails, so it looks like it grew. God, could you imagine? Either way, we meet him. The mom is weird. I gently announce that I think she's poisoning him because it's really suspicious. Because they mentioned like multiple locks. I'm like, why does she have multiple locks? But also like this window. If he was a big scary monster, he could just jump out this window, no problem. You know, she doesn't have bars on it. And also, you should never have your parent and your doctor be the same person, because that's bad. But yeah, he's just like, I want to change. Or not, I want to change. He's like, I'm not going to change. He's like, I'm just going to be sick forever. It's never going to get better. So why not just like let me enjoy what time I have left? And then this, I saw the little teethy fang, and I was like, suspicious. So that was that lovely little dinner we had. And then she's like, get out. And then we go to Oscar. And then we go into his house. And then we find the secret hatch. And it was a time. Yep. We found the secret hatch, and we went through a crazy journey. And we encountered this, which I think is Charles Shaw Jr., if I remember correctly. Right, and then Wayne shows up. But the resident clearly doesn't want me here. He doesn't seem to have the same issue with these miserable little parasites. Right, and he just kills the ditchling, no problem. Just pew! Right, and then everybody was like, your cousin should pay the price. And, you know, my cousin's just like, F this, why should I pay the price? But it's like, our family did do this. And I am going under the assumption that, like, this spirit will not go away. Clearly had no problem possessing like 5 to 6 people at once, no problem. Probably couldn't possess us because we're the ones who committed the sin against him, right? But unrelated people, no problem possessing. Who knows what they could have done? And I was just like, F it. I'll do it. I'll go. I don't know why everybody was so mad. Right, and then Sybil was like, come talk to me. And she's super sus. Because she just appeared. Also, the fact that we somehow were able to call for her through the weird ghost possession adventure thing segment. And then we went to sleep. And I'm now forever, like, I don't know, 10 years older or something. Who knows how much older I am, but I'm much older. I'm much older and I'm much weaker. Or maybe things will only get worse from here. Goody. You open your eyes. It's a new day. So yeah, what they're talking about is this red hue. I like that I commented on it. I was like, am I going to have that for the rest of the game? The answer is yes. But you can turn it off, but I kind of like it. And you feel like, shit. In my experience, things get worse. That is true, Harold. Things will get worse. Also, Hekian. You were hoping some of your strength would return to you after a good night's sleep, but you feel just as drained as when you dug yourself out of that shallow grave. Your limbs are heavy, and your heart struggles to keep up with your movements. You feel like you've lost something that was important to you. I did what had to be done. I don't care what happens to me. I made the right decision, and I'll do it again. What have I done? I hope this was worth it. This is great. I can't wait to finally be dead. Life goes on. What happened yesterday happened yesterday. Today's another day. I have no strong opinions. Right? I don't care. I made the right decision, and I'd do it again. Yes, you did what had to be done. Who knows what would have happened had you left the ghosts behind to fester, right? It could have gotten worse. It could have spread to the library and killed everybody. An involuntary shudder runs down your spine, but your thoughts are interrupted by the buzz of your phone on the nightstand. Hey, I just wanted to check in. Hope you're doing okay. Heart emoji. Also wanted to ask if you've heard from Stella. You check your messages. There's nothing from Stella. Call Stella, text Stella, haven't heard from her. I'm gonna just give her a quick call. What if she's in trouble? What if she's hurt or dead? Maybe she's just sleeping in. How are you doing? How you doing? Everyone had a rough night. She's probably still shaken up. What if Wayne got her? Does Stella disappear like this? I'm gonna go with give her a call. You dial Stella. Hey, what's up? Ah, just kidding. I'm not able to come to the phone right now. This is actually recording my voice. It isn't really me. Technology, huh? Anyways, leave a message or don't. I never check this thing. The mailbox is full and can't accept messages at this time. Thanks, Stella. Text Stella. Kind of worried you ran off. Text me as soon as you get the chance. That Wayne guy didn't come after you, did he? Kanika and I are pretty worried about you. Please respond. How's my favorite cryptid hunter? Hey, send her a photo of a nervous puppet. I'm gonna go with Kanika and I are worried about her. You wait for a few silent minutes. Your message sits undelivered. Haven't heard from her either. I'm sure she's fine. Oh god, what if she's trouble? It says undelivered. That's concerning. What if Wayne got her? Right? What if Wayne got her? Do you think that's possible? We gotta look for her. I'll meet up with you in town. Looks like you have your morning plans in order. I'm gonna check on Dustin. Oh! You open the drawers. They both have a bread now. Human is back! Smell old now. Maybe changed mind about eating us. Could be the end of Dustin and Dusted Mom. I would never eat you. I love you. Dustin Mom know better than to trust. When push come to shove, survival more important than friendship. Dustin Mom spend too much time outside. It different inside. There enough bread for everyone here. No need eat friends. Dustin still have childhood innocence. Hope Dustin get to keep that innocence forever. Guess your glass house still has that squatter? Tried to reclaim glass house last night, but a-hole squatter too big and strong. Dustin Mom stand no chance. Might have to live in Dustin house forever. Human big and strong too. Probably more big and strong than a-hole squatter. You fight? Give Dustin Mom glasshouse back? Anything for you, Dustin? I'll do my best. Fight someone or fight something. I'll see what I can do. I'm not brave enough to get into a fight with some creepy squatter. I don't care how rustically charming you are. I'm busy. I'm not accepting a quest from a possum. Anything for you, Dustin. Anything for you. Squatter have sharp things on head. Human be careful. But Dustin Mom would be eternally grateful to human. Dustin too. I should get going. Okay. That's that. All right. We're gonna check the closet. You make your way to the closet. She moved. There's no denying it. The doll moved at some point since your most recent visit. But your long dead relative's creepy doll isn't the only thing that's different. Someone was in here. Something to mull over for the rest of the day. Gotta take a shower. You might as well take a shower before starting the rest of your day. Oh god, I didn't realize how creepy this curtain is. You step into the guest bathroom and into the shower. The hot water soothes your aching joints. Despite the state of the bathroom, this shower is a good place. As it rinses your body clean, you think about the door in the clinic. You're still drawn to it. Even now, you'll be going back there today. You're sure of it. Think about the specter of an early death that now hangs over you. Think about the afterlife. It's undeniably real at this point, and what you've seen is terrifying. Think about Stella running off last night. Hopefully she's just sleeping in. Think about those 2 girls still buried in that horrible mine. Scrub feverishly, trying to scrape the memories from your skin as if they're part of the dirt that coats you. Think about Sybil's warning. The worst is yet to come. Think about Wayne and whether you're ever truly alone. Think about someone special. Think about finally being out of this hellhole and safe in your own bed. I'm gonna think about the clinic. You think about the door in the clinic. You're still drawn to it, even now. You'll be going back there today. You're sure of it. All right, we're done here. You're done here. Turn off the faucet and dry yourself off. All right, time to head downstairs. Maybe I'll deal with that squatter today. It's time to face your cousin. You find her in the kitchen, her shoulders hunched in a tight ball of anxiety. They weren't bluffing after all. They're actually striking, and this week of all weeks, and if I didn't have enough on my plate already. I've had a full day to prepare for this, though. They won't know what's coming for them. Thanks again for having my back on this. I know how some of you city folk feel about unions, so the early warning was a pleasant surprise. There's an almost cool confidence in the way your cousin talks about the strike. Talk about the strike. Talk about what happened last night. Have you heard anything from Stella? I can't get a hold of her. Any news about the trapped kids? If the mine's in trouble, you should just sell it and sell the estate. Get out while you still can. Tell her to get out while she still can. Right? Like, I understand it's our family's mine, but like, it's just you here. You and me. We're the last Scarlets. Just get out. Tabitha bristles. I'm not giving up like that. This is the Scarlet mine. I'm not just gonna cash out on our family's legacy. I'm bringing the mine back to life one way or another. All right, fine. Let's talk about what happened last night. So ghosts are real. I'm sorry about last night. We should have left. Do you regret what happened to me? I didn't think making a deal with a ghost would feel so physically bad. I thought I was making a metaphorical trade. It feels good, doesn't it? Getting rid of something our family left behind. We'll just go with this one. You have no one to blame for this but yourself. I wanted to leave. You refused. Who just goes and makes a deal with an angry ghost? Why would anyone do something like that? So ghosts are real. I can. What does that actually change about anything? You're a Scarlet. You're probably gonna die young anyways, and I still have a mind to run. That is true. Tell me about the strike. You want me to infiltrate the strike? You seem confident about the strike. What have you got planned? Ooh, should I infiltrate the strike? So that's why they're here. They were predicting the strike. Usually I'm pro-union. Do you know what the strikers even want? You probably should have seen this coming. Just give them what they want. It's the right thing to do. Just give them what they want. It's no use fighting the inevitable. Just fire all of them. I'm sure it'll be easy enough to pick up the pieces. I can't believe all these people. After everything you've done, some just never understand the burdens of leadership. That's not a good answer. You shouldn't have needed me to warn you about a strike. I've only been in town for 3 days, and it's obvious that's where this was headed. You're in a really difficult spot. So you're bringing in scabs? With everything else going on, it's hard to care about something as mundane as a strike. Do you want me to infiltrate? Even if they didn't already know you're my cousin, that seems like a great way to throw gasoline on a fire. This is my problem to fix. Your only job is to stay safe until the funeral is over. You seem confident. What you got planned? Got a lot of things planned. I've already secured enough manpower to keep the mine's basic operations in order. From there, it's just a matter of squeezing the workers until they break. Most of them will be back to work by the end of the week, I promise. So that's why they're here. They're predicting the strike. Those doughy things we saw in the library yesterday? Look, I get it. There's weird stuff happening right now, but let's not muddy something as mundane as a strike with the supernatural. They're two entirely different things. Usually I'm pro-union, but... Come on, your mom just died. Can they not? Shouldn't they care about the mine doing well? It's the backbone of the whole town. You work hard too. They should realize that. Let's go with this one. You'd think, but some people are just short-sighted like that. They don't realize they're biting the hand that feeds them, but they will soon enough. Do you know what they want? I haven't seen a list of demands. I'm sure it's just the usual. I promise you that if any of them were in my shoes for a month, they'd be singing a different tune. Just give them what they want. Right? Just give them what they want. I don't know what they want yet, but I can assure you that whatever it is, I probably can't give it to them. Not now. I'm barely keeping things afloat right now. It's been that way for a while. I want to be able to give people more time off. I want to be able to give them raises. I just need more time to fix things before I can afford to do that. Ooh. I'm gonna explore them. Who's to say I did it? It wasn't ever really a question of if, more a question of when. Forgive me if I don't expect them to walk out a few days before my mother's funeral. Could even wait until Perlan was in the ground. So you're bringing in scabs. Yes, I'm bringing in scabs, if that's what you want to call them. And there's plenty of miners who are going to report to work today for business as usual. Look, you don't know how hard this is. I'm just trying to keep the place running, and every day it finds a new and hellish way to collapse around me. Fair. Any news about the kids? We have confirmation of at least one voice down there, and the boys have been digging around the clock. I don't think it'll be long before we can put all this unpleasantness behind us. Have you heard anything from Stella? Nope, but that's not exactly newsworthy. I'm sure she's just processing what happened last night. We weren't the only ones who were traumatized. I've dawdled long enough. Stay safe. No more hijinks. But let me know if you get in trouble, okay? Tabitha slips past you, her heavy boots sliding down the hall as she marches away to face her employees. Time to figure out the rest of your day. Let's talk to Bro. You walk over to the cat. Oh, sieste-toi? Qu'est-ce que tu veux maintenant? Wait, there is something different with you. Have the years finally caught up to you? I made a deal with the ghost I'm old now. I missed you last night, Frofro. Will you ever let me pet you? Do you know anything about the stone carvings scattered around town? Thanks for not attacking the possums who live in my drawer. They're my friends. If anything bad happened, there would be hell to pay. Nod respectfully to Frofro. Nod respectfully to Frofro. I'm gonna nod respectfully to Frofro. You nod respectfully to Frofro. She scoffs, her tail twitching with annoyance, but you can sense she's less annoyed than she usually is. Maybe she's getting used to you. Do you know anything about the stone carvings? I'm not here to be your comment, Didon. Cheyenne detective, je sais un chati. I'm here to watch you flail about in the darkness. I am not here to provide answers to whatever mysteries confound your feeble American mind. I missed you last night, Frofro. That makes one of us. I made a deal with a ghost, so I'm old now. Every day that we open our eyes, we are making a deal with life. All of us are stones on the shore, weathered a little more each day by the relentless tides of time. We will all be in the ground to dust by an uncaring universe, but that is the beauty of life. Thanks for not attacking the possums. Of course you would consider those rats to be your friends. I will not dirty my claws with their diseased flesh. Will you ever let me pet you? And coat my fur in your disgusting human oils? No. Bye, Frofro. Good talk. She scoffs as you turn away. Just fuel up with a quick PB&J? Who knows just how much your new affliction will affect your appetite? You make yourself a PB&J in anticipation for the long day ahead of you. And that's that. Explore the garden. Whatever kicked out Dustin's mom is in the garden right now. You better look into it before you head into town. The air is chilly today, the overcast sky hanging oppressively over the weed-choked flower beds. Investigate the greenhouse. You start carefully picking your way through the underbush. It doesn't take much effort to find a path. Cuttings of prickly raspberry bushes and tangled vines litter the ground around the greenhouse. The glass house, one could say. You step towards the door. Was it a goat? It's sealed shut by a lock, and you catch a brief glimpse of a horned shadow through the ancient clouded glass. Street smart play. Try to talk to whatever's right. I'm gonna talk to whatever's behind the door first. Hello? It's sealed shut. Oh, meet Dustin's true enemy? Dustin Quest? What's your name, little guy? What are you doing in the greenhouse? Where'd you come from? Hey, there's a possum that would like you to leave. She was here first. This is her house. Hold on. What's your name, little guy? Goat. What are you doing in the greenhouse? Human put me here. Can't complain. Pretty sweet digs, honestly. Stays nice and warm, and there's plenty of eats, too. Did the human have a brown coat and big boots? Coat like what? Fur? Nah, not brown fur. Yellow fur. Just on the top, like all you humans. Don't know what boots are. Can't help you there. Where did you come from? Far. Used to live with other guys like me. Kinda miss him, but not that much. Don't gotta share anymore. Well, there's a possum. This is her house. Don't want to leave. I live here now. She can deal. I'm gonna examine the lock. You can pick something like this, open it in a second. Pick the lock. When are people gonna learn that a mere lock can't keep you contained? You pop it open with ease. Oh my god, he's so pretty! A warm barnyard smell floods your senses just as you stare down at the goat within. It stares back up at you from its place on the tiled floor, surrounded by dried herbs. What do you eat? Untie the goat. You're free. Go on, prance off into the wilderness. Nobody can keep you here any longer. What are you eating? Plant. Tastes good. Get a new bag every day. All I can eat. That don't mean you can take any, though. I'll beat you up. My plant. Before I untie the goat. Nobody can keep you any longer. Who said I want to leave? These are some sweet digs. I ain't giving them up for nothing, you hear me? I'm gonna untie the goat. You unclip the rope, tying the goat to the greenhouse. Hey, what do you think you're doing? That's my rope. Put it back. This is gonna go so bad. I'm gonna save because it's gonna go so bad. Okay, I'm not gonna retie the goat. but I'm going to attempt to get you out of the greenhouse. For Dustin. You do your best to force the go out of the greenhouse. Even in this enclosed space, you fail to catch it. This is a losing proposition. Nice try, buddy, but this is my house. You think I don't know my rights? I'm squatting here. I'm gonna retie the goat. Bet you wouldn't like it if someone went into your house and messed with your things, now would you? Oh, okay. So if I left him tied up and then moved him. Hold on. I normally don't redo things. So hold on. If I retie the goat, you reclip the rope. Oh, it's one or the other. Oh man, okay. It's one or the other. Well, I'm just gonna leave you be free then. I'm just gonna go back to what I originally had. So I'm gonna attempt to force you out, because that's what I originally had. And then, you know, they were like, meh, 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 meh. So I guess I'll leave you to it then. Sure, suit yourself. More space for me, and close the door on the way out. With ya, it's nippy out there. I'm gonna leave it open. The goat might die, Nina. I'm leaving it open for Dustin. You decide to leave the door open as you head back outside. You head back to the estate. You investigated the garden. With Stella missing, it's best not to keep Kaneko waiting for much longer. I tried, Dustin. I tried to get the goat out. So, it's unclipped. The door is open, so it can leave, hopefully. You head to the front door and begin your trek to the town below. Or it gets eaten. Or it gets eaten. The birds sound different today, muffled, like your ears are full of cotton. The dull sun shines down the surrounding wilderness, seeming to wash the color from the world. But you're adjusting. Already your body's starting to accept the change that has come over it, to accept this is how things will be from here on out. You can't help but feel countless eyes watching you from the tree line, a feeling that reminds you of your time in the woods with Stella. Ditchlings shouldn't be out in the middle of the day, though. They're getting bolder. Oh, I see him. Look at that little guy there. Oh, and there's one over here. And there's one here. And there's one here. Oh my god, they are getting bolder. Oh, hold on. Nope, that's dialogue history. Monday, major decisions. Tuesday, major decisions. Meet the mayor dog? Yep. Oh yeah, I made my town called Chico. I'll see if there's a way to remove this so you guys could see. As you continue to trek to town, you pause to stare out at the mountain range behind the holler, contemplating a world that's blissfully unaware of the danger threatening the citizens of this tiny town. The world outside feels less real with each passing day, as the strange reality of what's happening in Scarlet Hollow gently uproots what you'd always taken to be the truth of our world. Your everyday worries seem distant, overshadowed by a fear and dread that hasn't stopped building up since the moment you stepped off that bus. It isn't long until your journey from this state is over, and you once again find yourself on the main street of Scarlet Hollow. Meep, you made it down the hill in one piece, thank God. I didn't realize there were so many of those ditchling things around, or I would have driven up to get you. I can't believe they're outside during the day. It feels wrong. I'm seeing if I can spot any. How are you doing? I mean, I know you got oldified, so I assume not great. A flirt? Now's not the time. Bad, tired. I can't wait to find out what horrors we'll witness today. I'm keeping it together. I'm not feeling much anything. How about you? It doesn't matter. We got work to do. I'm keeping it together, you? That's good to hear. Emotionally, I'm with you, just trying to keep myself from breaking down too much. But physically, I feel like I got crushed by a steamroller or something. I figured it was all from all that ghost possession stuff, but I wasn't feeling great yesterday either, so Mom is convinced it's a cold. She's got me on a strict tea regimen now, and maybe she's onto something. I do feel a little more alive after drinking about a liter of the stuff. I'm at least well enough to go looking for Stella. Supposed to see your mom at some point. Maybe she'll finally shed some light. Any leads? I'm sure Stella will be fine. You reached out to me after all the issues between you and Tabitha. Alright, let's explore. So how are you mentally? That's a great question. My concept of how the world works is being shattered a little more each day, so that's cool. Every day I feel more and more like I need to get out of this town before it swallows me whole, but I also keep feeling like there are too many reasons to stay. Like right now, I can't leave until I know Stella's okay. With her folks gone, the only people she has are her friends. And as her bestie, I can't just let her go running off into the woods to get eaten by a Bigfoot. And my mom is just so chill now, it's driving me nuts. She's not giving me any answers about the stuff she pulled last night. It's just weird. Anyway, thanks for asking. Ranting helped. I appreciate you pressing me on it. Your mom is definitely a witch. Your mom seems like a nice lady. You're being too hard on her. Let it go. Right, I'm supposed to see her at some point today. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today that she couldn't have told all of us last night. Maybe she's just gonna read your fortune. I should probably stop making fun of her whole new age mystic vibe. A lot's happened in the past couple of days. Still, there'll be plenty of time for tea after we've looked for Stella. So ghosts! Yeah, ghosts. I don't know about you, but I'm currently staving off a massive existential crisis about the state of matter and what being alive means. But she's the only one who ran off. Information. Maybe I can be a professional ghost hunter. We're gonna explore. Could be a lot of things. She could have hit her breaking point stress-wise. She could have been horrified by meeting a ghost for the first time. She could be struggling with what the ghost did. But at the end of the day, I have no idea. We'll just have to find her and see if she wants to stop running from it and finally just talk things out. There's gotta be a better explanation for what happened than ghosts are real and they hate me personally. There's an afterlife. We should probably figure out who was right about it, shouldn't we? Maybe I can be a professional. Leave it. Let's go with that. I'm actually thrilled. I'm glad somebody's happy, though you might change your tune if you're the one that gets possessed next time. Having a ghost grab me by the bones and move me around against my will was not fun. Any leads? We could always just chill. Someone manning. You reached out to me. Well, here's the thing. After finding out, that characters can die. I mean, they make that warning. They're like, some characters could die. But, like, I'm a little worried, Because I'm like, I need as many people as I can, and Stella lost her dog in episode 1, and apparently that dog could have lived till now, so I'm like, Right, I'm surprised. You sacrificed years of your life to exorcise a ghost for people you hadn't met until, 2 days ago? That kind of outweighs whatever ongoing feud I have with your cousin. And I'm not going out there alone, because the last thing I want is to go missing while looking for someone who went missing. We do everything in groups from now on. Right, is someone manning the store? Screw the general store, Mom can deal. Okay. Any leads on Stella? I haven't had a chance to talk to anyone else yet, so nope, none so far. She ran north last night, but that doesn't mean she didn't double back. I'm trying not to worry too much. It's possible she's safe somewhere, just not answering her phone, but I also don't want to bet on that. Guess we should get started? Yeah, we're burning daylight. Where to first? Let's go to Stella's house, go to the cops. Oscar, diner, mines, church. We should check out the church. The church? What do you think Stella decided to get religious all of a sudden? Pastor can also talk to animals. I must speak with him. Right, you mentioned that yesterday. Okay, we can go to the church, but please don't wind up befriending him just because he shares your weird animal thing. It's bad enough that you keep bringing Tabitha around with you. I don't want to have to deal with two intensely unlikable people on a regular basis. Leads the way, taking you up the gradual slope towards the church. Alright, where's that weirdo? My, 3 visitors at once on a Thursday. This is unprecedented. There are only 2 of us. Oh, were we followed by a ditchling? Were we followed by Wayne? Sup, old people? Oh, it's just Sade. What are you doing here? All the glimpses of death I've had in the past 2 days have forced me to the midst of an existential crisis, my dudes. I wanted to see if Faith held any answers for me. Also, alas, I have not yet found the solace I seek. Give it time, Zane. It sometimes takes a while for the Lord to work his way into your heart. But when he does, you won't regret letting him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, and of course, I'm always here if you need to talk. Sure thing, Pastor D. Peace, y'all. Anyway, we're looking for Stella. She wandered off last night and no one has seen her since. You or Janie haven't seen her around, have you? I can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid I've seen neither hide nor hair of Stella. If you'd like to talk to my wife, she's just over by the alpacas. Though, Meep, I was hoping we might be able to talk in private. What do you have to say to them that you can't say in front of me? Please, if you wouldn't mind, this is a personal matter. Personal for whom? I'd rather folks not pry on this. You know how rumors get started. Yeah, like, relax. It's okay, I'm fine to talk to him, if you're sure. Guess we'll leave you to it while I check in with Janie. I'll be right over there by the fence that's conveniently in your line of sight, okay? Kanika heads off toward Janie and the alpacas, leaving you alone with the nervous pastor. I'm so glad you came. I've never met anyone else who could hear them. You have no idea how long I thought I must have had some kind of insanity. I even thought at one point that it must have been the Lord himself talking to me through them. But they never had anything very insightful to say, so I was disavowed of that pretty early on. Are you not going to comment on my appearance? You saw me yesterday. A ghost cursed me last night, and now I'm old. Are we sure we're actually talking to animals? Have we been cursed? What do we suffer from? Have you met Frofro, Gretchen, Pixel? Is your gift why you got into the church? Because you have the gift to finally meet someone like me. I hope you don't think the two of us sharing means we're friends. I hope you know this means the two of us are bonded for life, best buds. Nobody understands. Does Janie know? Is a religious weirdo. Alright, let's ask. Let's just get into it. Oh, and here I thought you were putting on some sort of early Halloween costume. Is this about the spirit you mentioned in the library? I'm sorry I wasn't more open-minded. You're clearly been through quite the ordeal. Okay, are we sure we're actually talking to animals? Now that I know there are at least two of us, I have no doubt. There have definitely been times in my life when I thought I might just be nuts. But it's so consistent, and I've never exhibited any other signs of insanity. In my most doubting moments, I've considered the possibility that other entities may be using the animals to confuse my faith. But besides a particularly vicious hamster I had growing up, the most an animal has ever tried to convince me to do is give them more food. So I somehow doubt they're puppets for some otherworldly evil, unless that otherworldly evil wants me to overfeed my pets. Have you met Frofro? Gretchen? Pixel? Of course I have, but I learned early on in life not to let on that I have this gift, at least while other humans are around, so I haven't spoken with any of them. Though I get the feeling Frofro wouldn't talk to me even if she knew I could understand her. I've tried to befriend the alpacas when no one else is around. Emphasis on tried. They're surprisingly cliquey. Besides that, I try to maintain a low profile, only chatting with the wildlife when I'm sure no one is looking. Have we been cursed? Right? I don't think it's a curse. It can be annoying at times, but so can talking to people. Not that I feel that way very often, of course. As a servant of God, I'm always ready and willing to talk with my fellow man about anything they need to discuss. Spiritually, I've always rationalized it a God sign that I should spread his word to even the beasts of his world. I've had mixed results. Seems the alpacas prefer Catholicism, which they know about somehow, and birds tend to be incredibly heretical. I wish I could approach a scientist about this without becoming a research experiment, but I preferred to keep quiet at my doctor's visits. I can't risk being locked away or altered in some permanent way, not when I have a family to take care of. Is that why you got into the church? It's hard to say. I was raised Baptist by two living parents and was always interested in religion, but I've always known about my talents, so I don't know what came first. Oh, thank you. Ooh, bird's bees. Ooh, pomegranate. Fancy. How do I... Oh, there's still an opening step? I was just so excited I was like, woo! Because I hear about the birds. Bird's bees. Nice. If anything, though, I'd say I'm religious in spite of the gift. It hasn't exactly been easy to square this with a lot of the religious education I've had. For instance, a lot of religious leaders will tell you that only humans have souls. Well, you and I both know that's not true. Though I suppose that gets into a whole different conversation about what exactly a soul is. I tried to fight a goat in a greenhouse, and I did not win. I was trying to get the possums their house back. Oh wow, it smells nice. But those are the conversations that I'm glad to leave to the scholars. I'm just a simple small-town pastor. I don't need to ask the big questions anymore. I just have to help people through their daily lives. Is that why they think you're creepy? Because you have the gift? People think I'm creepy? Oh, he doesn't know! But it's alright. People say all kinds of things. I just have to be patient and persistent. And I know eventually they'll understand that I can be a comforting presence in their lives, not a creepy one. Maybe if I grew a thicker beard, people would trust me more. Maybe I should get a cool jacket. To finally meet someone else like me, I hope you don't think this sharing. I hope he knows means we are bonded for life. Does Janie know? As a religious weirdo, I'm just gonna be like, we're besties. Because he talks to animals and I talk to animals. And you know, maybe we can use our powers to solve this town mystery. And maybe he'll let me talk to his clicky alpacas. We're best buddies. I was hoping you said something along those lines. Even without my abilities, Scarlet Hollow has been a lonely place. I'll have you know I was actually quite popular before I came to town. But I was actually hoping to talk to you about something more than just fellowship. It's Tulip, my daughter. I'm beginning to have suspicions that she inherited the gift. There have been some particularly nasty rats in the church lately, and she said some things that have led me to believe she might be able to understand them. He's interrupted by the sound of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle, partly muffled by the underbrush on the edge of the property. Tulip, come out of there. You know you're not supposed to play in the woods. Tulip glances back into the woods, quiet as she hesitates. Tulip, are you gonna be good or are you gonna skip story time tonight? I'll be good. You don't have to skip story time. I won't go into the woods, I promise. I know you won't, Tulip, because you know it's too dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you go help Mama with the alpacas? It's just about time they got fed. You can give them hay. She's like, eek! Tulip smiles broadly, seemingly excited by the prospect, and hurries off. Sorry I had to have a firm parenting moment just then. She's been trying to run off into those woods a lot lately, and it's really dangerous, even for adults. There's this massive trash dump not too far past the trees, but it must be at least 50 years old, so it's all grown over and looks like it's part of the landscape. But if you accidentally walk on it, you might find yourself falling into a hip-deep mound of rusty cans and broken glass. Oh, Tetanus Lake. Stella told me about it. How big a trash dump are we talking? Would a weekend of hard work clear it out? What were you saying about church rats? How big of just Tetanus Lake? Tetanus Lake, that's an accurate name. I wonder if Tulip would stay away if I started calling it that, or would only make it sound more alluring. How big of a trash dump are we talking? Maybe you had construction equipment and a team of professionals. It's a big area, and I have no idea how deep it goes. In the meantime, I'm just making sure Tulip knows not to go near it. What were you saying about the church rats? Ah, yes, the rats. So you and I are used to the sort of chatter we hear from wildlife. It's usually nothing that needs to be paid attention to. These rats. There's something so sinister about them. And they must be huge, judging by the sound of them scurrying around in there. Tulip had never shown evidence of the ability before. She's never responded to the alpacas or engaged in conversations with birds. In retrospect, she could have been hiding it, the way I did growing up. Because I know she's been talking to the rats. She calls them her friends, has been drawing all these pictures of them, really ghastly things. I've tried to bring it up with her, but she just gets this little smile and doesn't say a word, like it's her fun little secret. It's all innocent enough in the grand scheme of things, but I'm pretty sure they also live out in that trash heap ever since she started talking about her friends, she's been trying to sneak out there. I'm concerned she's gonna get hurt or catch some kind of disease. What have they been saying? Have you actually seen them? Has Janie heard them? Are you sure they're rats? What have they been saying? They like to try to goad me into crying or becoming depressed. They watch me through unseen holes and make fun of me and try to figure out how to press my buttons. It's annoying, but easy enough to block out, especially when I'm praying. I don't think they're a good influence on Tulip, though. She's gotten quiet and secretive ever since she started talking to them. I hate to think they say to her when I'm not around to hear. Have you seen them? No, but I don't need to. I lived in a dorm that had rats once. You never see them, but the church has all the signs of an infestation. There's no mistaking the sound of little creatures stamping through the walls. I've left out some humane rat traps, but they're too smart for them. All it's done is waste peanut butter. And I caught a possum in one, poor thing. Possums are never very bright, but at least he's got a nice big scoop of peanut butter out of the ordeal. Has Janie heard them? She's not in the church very often. She's usually in town doing her jobs until late, and we spend our evenings in the house. It's just me and Tulip all day long. Janie knows Tulip has made some strange little friends, but thinks it's an imagination game. I was hoping I'd sort out the rat issue before she could get suspicious, but they're persistent. So I may have to examine an exterminator if I can get the money for one. I hope it doesn't have to come to that. Are you sure they're rats? I think so. The pastor shifts uncomfortably for a moment. I hope so. Have you tried befriending them? Maybe Tulip's onto something. Is there something I could do to help? Maybe I could try talking to them? We should talk to Tulip about the gift. I'm sure both of us could have used some guidance growing up. Right, is there anything I could do to help? That'd be lovely. I'd certainly appreciate a helping hand here. I don't want to be too much of a bother, and you should probably finish looking for your missing friend first, but I'll be around. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Kanika walking back to the two of you. She must have finished talking to Janie. Janie says she hadn't seen Stella either, so we better get going. Hope your talk with the pastor went well. Yes, we had a great conversation. I appreciate you all stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best circumstances. I'll let y'all be on your way. And I hope Stella turns up soon. I'll put in some good prayers to the big man for her. Alright, thanks. See ya. Kanika starts back down the path to town, and you follow. Visit the church in episode 4. The smallest church in Scarlet Hollow. Okay, now that we put some distance between us and the church, what did he want to talk to you about? He didn't say anything weird, did he? Nosy, aren't you? Let the man have his privacy. Just want to talk about our shared gift? Everyone in this town is so mean to him. He's a nice guy. Tulip's apparently made some weird imaginary friends. We might want to check it out later this week. We'll go with that, because it might not be rats. It might be another ghost. Kids make up imaginary friends all the time. Pastor Daniel says that there's a rat infestation in the church and that the rats are her friends. I don't know, it seemed weird. Okay, as much as I hate going back there, I guess that's a loose lead. If we don't have anything else to investigate once we found Stella and... Kanika pauses. Once we've checked out the clinic, then maybe we can look around the church. Let's not get too distracted until we find Stella, though. Where to next? Alright, let's see. Maybe he'll know what to do. We should go to the cops. Let's just go to her house. No, because I feel like she might be there. Mines? No, my cousin's there dealing with the strike. Let's go to the diner. It's in town. Should be short. Good idea. Folks tend to congregate there. Maybe we'll run into someone who's seen Stella. It feels like you've walked into a private meeting. Oh! The back booth is full of miners, and they're having what seems to be an intense discussion, their expressions gravely serious. Hey, it's Meep and Kanika. Long time no seen. Hope the town has been treating you well. You're not surprised. Are we interrupting something, or? Of course not. Everyone's welcome here. Just, be careful not to step on any toes. Things have gotten a little tense over the past couple of days. Avery, do you not notice what happened to me? The miners in back were too engaged in conversation to notice you enter. And instead of speaking in hushed voices, they argue with each other loudly enough for you to easily overhear. Sure, the shift schedules are tough, and sure we don't get enough time off for me to see my family as often as I like, but this is the best job I can get right now. Listen, kid, you're only a year or so into this gig. Trust me, the longer it goes on, the more it sucks the life out of you. At first, you're just unhappy, but you think you can weather it till you find something better. A paycheck's a paycheck, I get it. But the next thing you know, you've lost years of your life to a company that doesn't give a solitary poop about you, and that uses up every free second and can suck out of its workers and pays us just enough to survive, but not so much that we can ever save enough to get the hell out. Zax, we could get fired for this. I really need the paycheck. My sister needs the paycheck. I'm the only reason she can afford her tuition right now. I can't get fired. And this job still has its perks like the company housing. I can't afford my own place and send money back home. I don't know where I would live if I didn't have this job. Right, the company housing. How generous of the big boss to put you up in a company-owned shack that ain't had proper maintenance done in decades. You know she uses that housing as an excuse to pay us less. And the company housing, that means almost nobody in this whole damn town owns the place they live. It's why the Scarlets can keep getting away with whatever they want. Zax, we don't have the numbers, man. You know this is risky. Riskier than most of us can afford. We would have the numbers if y'all would stand with me and not let management's scare tactics get to you. Hell, there was a collapse less than 2 days ago and the boss expects us not to riot the thought of being forced back down there to work while the threat of death looms over our heads. The threat only works if we let them. It doesn't matter whose name is on the deed for the place. Without us, there is no mine. We've got him up against the ropes. We can't back down now or they'll come out swinging. Are none of you gonna comment on how I'm old now? Ghost stole years of my life. Have you seen Stella? Weighing on Baker's situation. So about the strike. Hey, Avery. Is no one gonna comment? I've dealt with a ghost. The miners turn towards the doorway, all eyes glaring at you in unison. We're doing important work right now. Go bother someone else with your Halloween prank. What if they're actually telling the truth? Come on, Harrison. All us losers are the only ghosts in this town. We won't be losers for long if we just band together and make this moment count. Have any of you seen Stella? She's missing. The YouTuber? We ain't seen her. Harrison's voice drops to a barely audible mumble. I hope she's okay. She hasn't been around, but I'll let you know if I hear anything. I'm gonna weigh in on the situation. Everyone should join the strike. Unite with your fellow workers. Screw my cousin. Don't pressure people, Zach. So if they don't want to strike, they don't have to. Return without weighing in. Oh no. Oh no. Can we do the strike after we save the 2 kids in the collapsed mine? Oh, stop someone from joining the strike. Oh no. Meep, what the hell? Oh great, the boss even has her cousin going around strike breaking. Get out of here before we drive you out. You're not welcome here. All of you calm down. If a fight breaks out in my establishment, you all out. I don't care who's in the right. You heard the lady, don't get involved or we'll have to take this outside. I just want the record to show that just because I am currently standing next to Tabitha's cousin does not mean that I am friends with Tabitha's cousin. I barely know this person. No, Kanika, that's not what I meant. It was more of a just like, hey, if this person honestly can't risk it, then don't peer pressure to them. Because it's like, they're like, I would be homeless and then my sister wouldn't go to school and then my family doesn't have money, which means they wouldn't have money to pack up and move to a place where they could get a job. So it's like, let them. I almost wonder, could they, right, in this world, in this setting, if they're like, okay, this person is working because they need to pay for the tuition for their sister and send money back home, but they don't have any money to rent a place because, you know, they're currently living at company housing. So what if, like, everybody worked together and whatever extra money they had, you know, savings, instead of everybody individually having savings, what if they had, like, a big savings jar and they all put their savings in there and then, like, once a month or once every 2 weeks or whenever, they could be like, hey, or once a week, you know, however fast it happens, they could, like, take the money and be like, hey, we were able to find you a job here in this town. Here's a bus ticket. Here's, you know, the first 2 months rent. Here you go, be free, right? Like, slowly get everyone out of the mine kind of vibe. Maybe. So about the strike. Somebody snitched to Tabitha. She caught us completely unprepared. For all we know, you overheard something and ratted us out. And with how you've been acting today, I don't know how you did it, but something tells me you're a part of the boss's machine. Kanika's eyes dart to the floor. I'm no snitch, you can trust me. If the mine fails, none of you are even gonna have jobs left to strike over. Look, I support you guys, but maybe you can save this until next week. Tabitha's mom just died. This whole strike thing is hardly fair. I may be the boss's cousin, but I support the strike. Do you think I like Tabitha? You've met her, right? Let me promise you that our blood relationship means nothing. Okay, well, hold on now. I took Ghost Curse for her because I was like, bleh. I don't actually have a horse in this race. I didn't even know Scarlet Hall exists until a few days ago. Maybe I can convince Tabitha to back down. Drop it. Ooh. I like the horse one. But I also like this one. But that feels like a bad answer. Because it's like, okay. It is a big gamble, but it's like... Tabitha also just needs to tell them. She's like, I can't meet your demands because there is no money. We have been slowly losing money over years. And that is why I've been like working you guys so hard and like doing this. Been trying to get us back on our feet. Right? Like imagine if she just told them. So I'm like, I kind of want this statement to lead to that, to be like, but at the same time, you know, I don't want them to be like, what do you mean there's no money? Well, then we should just leave now. And it's like, well, that's not what I meant at all. Ooh. All right, I don't want to tell them to save it. No one cares about the mom died. I mean, you know what I mean. It's like, I do support the strike, but I don't know. Does that mean they're not trying to save the teenage girls right now? I didn't even know Scarlet House. I do have a horse. Family. I'm gonna go with this. Eat! So what? Everyone in town should just let Tabitha blackmail them? She's not blackmailing them. The mines can't be doing so poorly that a union is going to completely shutter them. Exactly. We all need to finally get together and give that family a taste of their own medicine. And this ain't just about the collapse. The Scarlets have been abusing this town for years. That is true. I will admit that from the weird ghost visions we had. That seems accurate. Hey, Avery, you have a minute to catch up? I guess we should get going. You got a minute to catch up? You angling at something? Come on now, Zax. This is a free establishment. Let's step outside. I could use some fresh air. Yellow coat? Did you put the goat in my glass house? Are you feeling okay? You look different. It's just stress. We don't have to get into that. It's a long story. Ghost made me old. I gave up years of my life to free an angry ghost. Wait, ghosts are real? And they can steal years of your life? I guess so. My perception of reality is crumbling around me. Next, we'll find out there's a whole secret society of warlocks or that angels are real or something. I've given up making sense of the world. I just can't believe that whatever happened last night managed to convince even you. I'm as surprised as you are, Avery, but I'm not about to reject something that I and a bunch of other people all directly experienced. Damn, I wish I was there. I don't think you too. Everyone other than Tabitha and Meep wound up getting possessed. It was awful. You're kidding me. Tabitha went ghost hunting with you? I'd invite her, but that's kind of besides the point. Let me know next time something like that's happening. Looks like you made it out the other side okay. I'd love to try out being possessed, as long as I knew it'd stop eventually. No comment. Avery pauses for a second. It's the kind of pause that says, I know exactly what I want to say, but I don't know how to make the words leave my mouth. Finally, they speak. I've been seeing these little blob guys everywhere. Y'all know about them, right? Should I be concerned? Yeah, they're called ditchlings. My mom says they're an omen for a coming disaster, which I don't exactly buy, but they've been killing local animals. Okay, now I'm really worried. The infected animals seem to be kind of happy about it, like it gave them a sense of purpose. It seemed to give them euphoria, a sense of purpose. I mean that literally, by the way, I can talk to animals and animals can talk to me. Yeah, I'm just gonna tell everybody. Wait, seriously? Just roll with it, Avery. I guess I shouldn't be surprised if ghosts are real. Who's to say people can't talk to animals? In that case, it's nice to hear that at least those animals didn't die in agony. Seems like getting infected by those little ghouls isn't a half bad way to go. Avery, they're laying eggs in them. Look, if they need a warm place to pupate and I have skin to spare, who am I to deny them? Oh, that's so gross.
That loud, horrible.
I know. Thanks, Avery. The thought of feeling something like wriggling under your skin, stealing your nutrients until it eventually erupts out of you. Kanika shudders. Sounds like the miracle of life to me. You're yanking us around, right? Maybe. Street smart. Avery is not yanking you around. He's like, do it. Get under my skin. Take my nutrients. Anyways, I shouldn't get too off topic. You wanted to chat? What do you make of all the stuff going down? Do you have any idea where Stella is? Have you noticed anything weird aside from ditchlings? What do you make of all the stuff going down with the miners? The strike? I'm all for it. The workers seem to be pretty split. It might be an uphill struggle for them, but I'm glad they've decided to set up shop in the diner. We're happy to support in any way we can, even if that's just by making sure they have a steady supply of caffeine. Explore. What's a strike? Didn't you tell me about the strike in the first place? And talk to the workers inside about it? I was just repeating what Tabitha said. I don't know things. I'm just good at pretending to know things. I was just joking about... Oh, I totally know. I'm just asking in case Avery didn't know. I was just repeating what Tabitha said. No, I'm not gonna tell that. I'm just like, I'm just good at pretending to know things. Apparently. Could have fooled me, Meep. Now you just have to never ask questions that give you away. Sorry, but I've got to side with Tabitha on this one. I hope she wins. She had this coming. I hope I convinced her to actually hear folks out. It shouldn't be that hard to make everyone happy. What if she actually can't meet their demands? The mine's already not doing well. If the strike ruins it, what happens to the town? Poor Tabitha. I wish they would have gone about this less fuss. Couldn't this have waited? I'm gonna go with this. Like, what if she actually can't meet them? Like, what happens then? You know? Like, they have the strike, and she's like, what are your demands? And they're like, we want this. And she's like, I literally can't do this. What happens? Valid question. Tabitha's been playing you like a fiddle, hasn't she? There's no way the mines are doing that badly. I don't know. Meep's probably got a point. The Scarlet estate's big, but it's not exactly like Tabitha's living in luxury, right? Right. Do you have any idea where Stella might have went? Nope, not at all. But I'll let you know if I hear something. Last night was an ordeal for all of us. I think she was especially shaken up. She just ran off without saying anything. We're pretty worried. You notice anything weird? Pauses, thinking for a moment. I don't think it's supernatural, but I haven't seen Julius since Tuesday, which is pretty unusual. He never skips the diner 2 days in a row unless he's out of town or something. And maybe he is. I don't know him well enough that he shares his weekend plans with me or anything. I don't like the thought of more people disappearing right now. He might just be out of town. But he's kind of an old dude. Maybe it couldn't hurt to have somebody check on his house, see if he's there or not. I'll try to do that before my shift tomorrow. Alright, well, we should get back to it. Totally, I'm sure you're both antsy to get back to looking for Stella. I won't keep you. Avery heads back inside and you, Kanika, return to Main Street to plan your next move. Visit the diner. Still no sign of Stella. Okay. I imagine I only have so many options, right? Or are they gonna let me see all of them? Smart. Yeah, let's go check in on Oscar. I hope nothing else happened after we all went home last night. They're so brave for sleeping in that house after everything we went through. I'd rather sleep in the woods with the ditchlings than someplace that was that haunted. Visit Oscar in the library. Morning light streams in through the library's large windows. I also want to say hi to Pixel. In the bright daylight, it's once again a place of comfort, all menace having fled in the wake of Charles Shaw Jr.'s departure. No ghosts. Thank God I was not up for an encore. You can't help but overhear the murmurings of an intense conversation coming from the mayor's office. Or rather, the murmurings of an intense animal conversation. We gotta go! What are they talking about? You start making your way upstairs towards the mayor's office. Hey, where are you going? Hey! Oh my God, look at him! A small gang of dogs holds court in the mayor's office. Most of the dogs quietly watch from the sidelines, but two of them, a sheepdog and a basset hound, are in a heated conversation with Mayor Jimmy. Their tags read Scraps and Daisy. I'm assuming that's Scraps and that's Daisy. Pixel sits on the shelf nearby, wearily keeping an ear to the conversation. It sounds like you have all sorted this out. I don't see what you need me to do about any of it. Sorted? Things aren't sorted until this town is safe. Now, we may have got the beginnings of a militia together, but there's plenty of pets out there who are still ill-informed about those things crawling out of the woods. You're the mayor. They'll listen to you. Just tell them to stay inside until it's handled. Listen, Scraps, buddy, I hear you. But the last thing we need right now is anarchy in the streets. It's no use. I told you he'd be bullheaded. He's always bullheaded. Always a sore loser, aren't we, Daisy? Things are fine. Nobody has to worry about a thing. The mayor pulls himself away from the conversation to acknowledge you. Oh, ho, ho, I remember you. You're that out-of-towner from yesterday, the speaker. The other dogs murmur amongst themselves for a moment, then turn to face you. I'm sorry you had to see this little display. Politics can get so messy. Good doggies. Gretchen's human friend. She's lost and we're trying to find her. Are y'all some kind of dog militia? Did I hear that right? Yeah, I suppose you can say that. When the town's illustrious leader abandons his kind, it's up to us common folk to band together. Daisy, please, I'm not abandoning anyone, dog or otherwise. Y'all are blowing this invasion story completely out of proportion. Everything is gonna turn out just fine. If everything turns out just fine, it's because the rest of us protected those who needed protected. Trying to find her? Right? She's trying to find her? Oh dear, poor Gretchen. We heard about what happened to her. To think those awful creatures could get to a dog whose human cared about her so much. It just goes to show that we've got to look out for ourselves if we're going to survive. If the humans can't save us, we'll have to save ourselves. Yes, I get it. You're all very upset. What do you expect me to do about it? Shut down the town? What about economy? Do you even know what economy is, Jimmy? Or are you just throwing around fancy word you've heard the humans say? Oh, of course I know what economy is. I know all about economy and ism. No good, because I've never understood a look of it when humans talk about economy. I just figured it was just a made-up word they yell at each other when they want to stop talking. So please, enlighten us. I'm not going to debase myself by playing a game of trivia, not in front of the speaker. Thought so. To answer your question, we did catch a whiff right around here and another near her house. Haven't picked up anything around town since then. Let's hope those creatures haven't already gotten to her. Can you help us find her? You've got better noses. Let me know if you catch any more sniffs. Just as I feared, I hope she's okay. Right, can you help us? I'm afraid we won't be making any excursions in the forest until those creatures are long gone. We've lost enough already. We don't need any more of the local pets to go missing. What about Gretchen, Scraps? If her person's in trouble, helping out is the least we can do to honor her memory. Fair enough, we'll see what we can do. We'll keep our noses to the ground and let you know if we find anything. Good doggies. Oh, they all perked up! Except the Chihuahua. He's just like, Meh. Thank you, I appreciate the compliment. Ah, yes, I am a rather good boy, aren't I? You call me a good dog? Daisy, good dog? Daisy tells, wags excitedly before she regains her composure. Ah, sorry. Sorry, I just love to hear it. On this one, there won't be anarchy. I told all the dogs they're good dogs and they all got excited.
It's a relatable thing.
Yeah. There won't be anarchy in the streets if every animal town is taken. The mayor's right. There must be some way everyone can work together. I don't think it's my place to weigh in politics. I'm gonna be like, you should listen to them. If every is taken, right? Boom. Your opinion is noted, but I've been mayor for over 14 years now. I know what I'm doing. That's 14 dog years, Jimmy. If you're not gonna help, the least you can do is not sniff the speaker's butt. I suppose you are right, Daisy. This is just a waste of time, but I needed to hear it with my own ears before I could really believe it. I'll save the I told you so for later. Let's go rob the others. The town won't save itself. You and the dogs exit the mayor's office and close the door behind you, then quickly turn a corner and vanish from your line of sight.
One is for you.
Strawberry.
You want here or fridge?
Fridge, please. You find Kanika waiting for you in the lobby. You just had a full-on conversation with those dogs. It is so weird when you do that. Kanika sighs, muttering to herself. Knowing dogs are capable of carrying on an actual conversation is going to make being a veterinarian really weird. I guess Oscar must be in the back. I know that's where I'd be if I finally managed to unhaunt my house. Let's go. You make your way back towards the annex. It feels strange to be back here in the light of day, as if the events of the previous evening were all just a terrible dream. This hallway creeps me out. Kanika knocks on the door. Oh, good morning. So good to see all of you. Meep. He takes in the sight of you standing in the bright corridor. You could hear his guilt in the way he said your name, and you could see it in his eyes now. I hope you're doing well this morning. Please come on in. Respectfully. You have no idea how good it felt to sleep in our own house last night, though I suppose I didn't do too much sleeping. I mostly sat and stared at the hatch all night. Nothing happened, but the idea that something could happen was more than enough to keep me wide awake. So what brings you here? Where is your cat tower and your picture? Stella's been missing since last night, and we're trying to figure out if anyone's seen her. She hasn't gotten in touch with any of you. I really care about her, and she's just gone, so I'm guessing that's no. Nope, we have no clue where she's gone. Would we be asking if she had? Got no clue. That's not good. I haven't seen her since she ran off last night. I feel terrible. I should have done a better job warning her. Stella was practically banging down your door trying to get evidence of ghosts. I don't think you were going to be able to stop her. There was no way you could have known how she would react when she found it. Now I'm really starting to worry. It sounds like no one in town has seen her. Sorry that I can't be more helpful, especially after everything y'all have done for us. I know time is of the essence right now, but while you're here, I wanted to let you know that I'm determined to do whatever I can to help investigate what's happening to our town. I was hoping we could compare notes. It might help me narrow down where I should start my research. As far as I'm aware, there was nothing paranormal in Scarlet Hollow before very recently. Now here we are, suddenly surrounded by weird little goblin creatures in the woods and plagued by angry ghosts. You think there was an inciting event, right? I do. That's my thought too. It was never like this in the Holler before. Something must have happened that kicked off all this magic stuff. If there's a root cause for all this, hopefully there's a way to put the genie back in its bottle. I'm doing my best to find out if there have been any similar events and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. We'll fill you on what little we know, so you at least have some place to start. We're sure it's really gone. Stone seals, some sort of cult. I think there's something in the clinic. Yeah, make sure Pixel stays inside, or he might get grabbed by ditchlings. The ditchlings are those things from the woods, right? With those bases. They snatch animals to do some kind of parasitic egg-laying thing, so unless you want one of those things to pop out of Pixel, you better keep him where he's safe. Will do. I can't imagine how devastated Rustling would be if something were to happen to him, especially after everything she's been through. So we've been finding these weird stone steels. There was one in the mines and another in your basement. There might be more. These are those carvings you mentioned last night, right? To think there was something like that under my house all this time, and to think someone must have put it there, but who? This gives me quite a few threads to follow. Thank you, Meep. Meep, didn't you say you felt something similar in the mine seal outside the clinic yesterday? I hope that doesn't mean something weird is about to happen there, too. You know, I was thinking about filling that basement with cement and pretending it was never a part of this house, but if we're all here, maybe we should go down and... Oscar sighs. Take a closer look at that carving seal, whatever it is. It's been bad enough going into haunted houses and abandoned coal mines at night, but there's something that feels so much worse about going down there in the middle of the day. I can't say I'm thrilled at the thought of it either, but we need to do whatever we can to start getting ahead of things. I really didn't think this is a good idea. I really don't think this is a good idea. But we have to. Going down there is worth the risk. We've been seeing ditchlings in broad daylight. I don't think we have the luxury of turning down clues. Let's go, Oscar. Conquer your fears. 100-year-old corpse down there that was murdered by my Meemaw. Never open that hatch again. Even if the ghost is gone, that carving might still be able to do something. We should leave it. I don't think we have time to dig around. We're still on Stella Quest. No, we have time. Right, it's worth the risk. We've been seeing them in broad daylight. We don't have the luxury to turn down clues. I couldn't agree more. After everything you've done to keep my family safe the past 2 days, I'm not going to risk losing our home because I was too scared of an old stone carving. Oscar, I feel like this is a bad idea. You don't have to go down there with us. You can wait upstairs. Oscar leads you back down the familiar hallway to Rosalina's room. Oh, hi, everyone. What are you doing in my room? I'm going back into the basement, Rosa. I'm afraid there's something down there that might help us figure out what's going on in town. It's probably best you go to the library while we... No way. If you're going down there, I'm going too. Remember what you said last night? No more secrets. We're in this together. You're right, Rosa. You can come with us. No more secrets. Am I the only person in this town who doesn't have a death wish? Just give me a moment to move all this out of the way. Oscar gets to work moving the furniture from the trapdoor, his broad shoulders making quick work of it. Before you and your companions know it, you find yourselves transfixed to the trapdoor. Oscar opens the hatch with a menacing creak. Everybody's heart skips a beat. But none of you are swept up into a ghost nightmare puppet show. The sun continues to shine, the birds continue to sing outside Rosalina's window. See? Nothing to be worried about. The slight tremor in his voice tells you he's mostly saying that to himself. Shall we? Yeah, I take it back. I'm good staying up here while y'all take a look down there. I do not like the vibes I'm getting from that pit. Descent. Return to the basement. You descend the basement stairs and find yourself in the same cold, unfinished place you were in last night. You can't shake an oppressive feeling, but whatever that feeling is, driven more by the trauma of the past night or by something more tangible, you're unsure. Well, I guess whatever you're looking for is in that pit. I guess we should take a look. Oscar walks up to the burial site, eyes widening as he peers inside. I'm gonna look into the pit. The eternally screaming remains of Charles Shaw Jr. are exactly where you left them last night, staring back up at you from empty sockets. The carving lies beneath him, the heavy cold stone acting as his coffin. Gross. He rotted all over that rock. You have no interest in getting any closer. This carving has trouble rooting all over, and who knows what kind of diseases. It's fine. Charlie? He looks so small. Don't touch it. We'll have to call Dr. Kelly about this. We should put his body to rest, right? That's how these things usually go? Yes. He hasn't popped up out of the grave or decided to make any of us into puppets, so maybe he's really gone for good. I think so. That's gonna make it a lot easier to sleep tonight. Does that mean you'll let me sleep in my actual bed? Whoa, whoa, let's give it one more night. I still don't know how I feel about you sleeping on top of that rock. Alright, well, what do we think? Wolves encircling a goat, it's a start. What was on the carving in the mines? A circle of arms bound up in chains. Interesting. I'm sure that description would be more than enough to get started. We should destroy. I've seen enough. You can look at the carving on your own. I'm done. No. 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 Remain silent. You say nothing. I think I've got more than enough to get started. Let's get out of here. You and the others make your way back up to Rosalina's room. As soon as you're all in one place, Oscar closes the trapdoor and moves the pile of furniture back in place. So, y'all get possessed or cursed or anything? No, but we got to see a dead body. You want to see a picture of it? I'm okay, Rosalina. I'll be back to check on you in a minute. I've just got a couple of things to finish up with these folks. You and Kanika follow Oscar back to the living room. So, I have more than enough to get started on my research now, but is there anything else I should know about? Cult? Cult? You mentioned something like this at the library the other day. If there was a cult in Scarlet Hall, I feel like I'd know about it. I don't know, I'm just throwing things out there. Know any local cults? I think the cops are in on it. Maybe it's something to do with the church and the pastor. For all I know, you're all in on it. It's like, I don't know, I'm just throwing things out there. Let's not get all satanic panic just yet. I know it's not looking unlikely at this point, but having lived in this town all my life, I feel like I would know if there was some cult that ran the place. Cult doesn't necessarily have to run the town to have had an impact here. It doesn't even need to be active. From what I gather, those carvings you're talking about are old, and whoever left them is probably long gone. I'll see what I can find. You never know. Are we sure the ghost is really gone? I have every reason to believe so. There wasn't so much as a creaking door or mysterious draft all night. And I certainly hope this isn't wishful thinking, given the toll it took on you to get rid of it. You're so brave for sleeping in here. I would have left and set the place on fire behind me if I were in your shoes, no matter if someone wound up putting it to rest or not. I suppose I felt I'd done enough running. Excuse me, I'm drinking soda. I'd seen the worst it could do, and I was willing to risk it if it meant Rosalina wouldn't spend another night sleeping on a cot in the back room of a library. Water! Drink your water. Ugh, delicious. We need to get Reese out of there before something bad happens to him. Reese mentioned a movie night. It's the perfect cover for an investigation. We should investigate the clinic. I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm gonna break in the clinic and see what I find. It is. It's the perfect cover. Who knows if that would fly with Dr. Kelly, though. After last night, I'm pretty sure she's not gonna let us anywhere near her house. If we're gonna investigate the clinic, I think we're gonna have to break in. No, absolutely not. It's what Stella would do, and she's been there. She's been 3 for 3 this week when it comes to finding spooky stuff. She's also been 3 for 3 when it comes to finding her way into mortal peril. This is why we need to find her as soon as possible. It shouldn't fall on me to suggest we do something dangerous. I'm terrible at selling it. It's not that I don't think we should figure out what's next. What? It's not that I don't think we should figure out what's going on in there. We just need to be cautious about what we do next. We don't want anyone to get attacked or possessed by any more ghosts, even if it is to help a friend. I don't know if we have time to play it safe. Just give me a day or two to do some research before you do anything rash, okay? We're missing a vital team member. We need to find Stella. We're burning daylight. We should get back to looking for Stella. All right, sounds like you got something to work on. I do. Thanks for the lead, Meep. Let us know what you find. I will. You pause before leaving, your eyes lingering for a moment. If there's anything else you'd like to say to Oscar, you should say it now before you leave. I can flirt with Oscar? I'm not ready to be a step parent, though. Oscar, can I talk to you for a moment in private? Now's not the time. You'll wait for a better opportunity. You're still weighing your options. You have nothing more to say here. There's so much crazy stuff going on. I'm not looking to trauma bond with supernatural stuff. You're still weighing your options. I guess, like, this is, like, your only moment to, like, flirt with him. You know, because we had a moment. No, I was just checking in on you. I just met you. And I'm looking respectfully, but I'm like, I am either going to die at the end of this journey, or I'm going to move away at the end of this journey, so there's no reason to get involved. Just in case one of the ghosts is like, kill your beloved, and I'll be like, no! So, don't need that. I have nothing more to say here. So that's Oscar. Any other ideas? Before you can suggest your next move, you start to feel woozy. Spots form at the edges of your vision. Your legs suddenly feel unstable. Your body's sending you clear signals of exhaustion. And then it passes. Still, it probably won't be long before your body needs a chance to rest. You should plan your next move wisely. Okay, so this might be like last. This might be the last thing. The dogs did say they smelled her there. I don't really trust the cops. My cousin is dealing with a strike. I don't think Stella would be here. Alright, I'm supposed to get tea with your mom today. Maybe she'll have some ideas. I imagine you'll take me to your mom. So we're gonna go to Stella. We're gonna go to Stella's house. Yeah, I've been running around town getting all riled up, and meanwhile, she's probably just sleeping in or something. I should have checked before we met up, but I was also kind of nervous. I might run into some other horror from beyond the veil if I went exploring on my own. You make your way towards Stella's house. Kanika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. This doesn't look like a break-in. It looks like somebody left the door open. Stella or someone else was in a hurry when they left. She's dead. Stella died. It's not my fault. I'm not from around here. Is it normal for people to leave their doors open? Okay. Right, is it normal? That doesn't give me a comforting face. Unlocked? Yes. Hanging open? No way. This isn't normal. We should go in, right? Let's just get the cops. Yeah, we should go in. Ooh, I like the plants. Oh, these must be her parents' boots. Princess? Oh, she has a dog? Wait. No, hold on. Her dog's name was Gretchen. Who's Princess? Whatever happened to Stella doesn't look like it happened here. Okay, nothing unusual so far. This is the perfectly normal living room. No blood or viscera, not even a tipped over lamp. That's good. That is good. Charles, let's move on. Let's go to the kitchen. Oh, look at the little kitty cat. The bread, the peanut butter. Gretchen. Stella's kitchen is slightly messy. A couple cabinets are hanging open, and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. Stella's kitchen normally this messy? I wouldn't call this messy. Stella's house has always felt a little sterile to me. This feels a little too lived in, if that makes sense. Though maybe that's just because I've only ever been over when she was already expecting me. Okay, then we'll go to her room. Oh, wow. Mothman! Oh? Oh. Well, it did seem like I had the options to flirt with both of them, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for a funeral. You make your way down the hall to what you assume to be Stella's room. She's not here. Though it's a little untidy, it's the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. I'd better not hear a single comment about this room being messy. Better check her computer. You go to check Stella's computer. I'm not sure we should be snooping on her computer. Isn't that invasion of privacy? Kanika, what if there's a clue and we miss it? What if we don't find Stella? It's all because we didn't snoop on her computer. If Stella didn't want us to snoop, she shouldn't have gone missing. I don't make the rules. Okay, but what if she's been gossiping about us to her online friends? Look, I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we've got to do whatever we can to find her. Let's see if it's password protected before we make a fuss about it. If there isn't a password, it's almost like she wants us to snoop. You're no fun, but fine. We won't snoop. Okay, you're right. Probably isn't anything helpful. I honestly didn't even think about how this might not be a good idea. Good call. Quietly back away. Some of these answers. Right? What if there's a clue? Sure, snoop away, but I'm not going to take part in this. I'll just be over here standing in the corner of the room, not looking over your shoulder. Let me know if you find anything. Stella's desktop is horrifically cluttered. There are simply too many files and folders to fit on a monitor, and they overlap each other in a chaotic, multi-layered display. Why? Why? Devil? Oh my god, the S. Oh, it's a little Gretchen. How cute. I don't know what I expected to see here, but it definitely wasn't this. How does she ever get anything done? Look for something interesting. You scan through folders and file names on Stella's desktop, looking for anything that seems like it might be interesting. One folder catches your eye. Boring tax stuff. You're no fool. You've seen this folder before. You have this folder on your own computer. Boring tax stuff never contains boring tax stuff. For that matter, it never contains anything related to taxes, and its contents are never boring. Open the folder. A. You open the folder, you're surprised to find it contains a carefully mapped out diagram of the Scarlet Hollow mines, including holes and fences in areas with low visibility. There's also a handful of old photos of Stella and Tabitha together as teenagers. Tabitha wears an uncharacteristic grin and authentic, joyful smile, and Stella's eyes are somehow brighter, less tired. Both of them seem to be living in a happier time. Alright, I'm gonna check her tabs history. Check her open tabs. Dear God, look how many tabs she has opened. It would take you all day to count the number of open tabs in Stella's browser. So numerous are her tabs that you can't see a single icon. A sea of rounded, featureless triangles from Windows edges to Windows edge. Her most recently open tab is a post on Uncle Carl's Bigfoot Farm, a forum for cryptozoology enthusiasts. The post in question is titled "Something Big is Happening in Scarlet Hollow." Hey everyone! Was out chasing a skunk ape sighting the other day and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mom says there's something called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them before. Anyone have any good leads? Camera isn't shaky enough. This is totally staged. Clean footage in some sort of cryptid nobody has heard of except for your friend's mom. The only thing I'm seeing when I Google ditchlings is some city in England. Thought you were legit. Guys, since when did high quality footage count as anything other than actual evidence? Those things are terrifying. Since every low-budget horror movie started doing guerrilla marketing, I smell an ARG. I'm serious, I've got a ton of extra footage. Look at this nest. They've been doing something to the animals in town, and they're apparently some sort of bad omen like Mothman. Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman. Mothstan. I believe you. Oh, lucky, you're falling right into her lap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. Sick. The thread continues into the next day. Hey, okay, so 1, this isn't an ARG, I would never. And 2, you're not gonna believe this, but we went to an abandoned mine last night to investigate things, and I'm pretty sure we found some Tommy knockers. Listen to this knock and we managed to catch on tape. There's a link to an audio file titled Tommy knockers real. Just because you put the word real in your file name doesn't mean they're real. 2 supernatural events on back-to-back nights? This is so fake. I can't believe I bought into that River Runner hype. You're so full of it. YouTubers are always going to sell out to big indie horror. This is kidnapped by aliens all over again. Also, lol, doughy white things and now loud poppy noises. This is definitely an ARG. Did you sell it to Pillsbury? Stop cyberbullying her or I'm gonna call the mods. Blocking this thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban, no cyberbullying, and no self-promo. The thread ends. Okay, check her search history. You check Stella's search history. She hasn't visited any website since Tuesday night. If she came home after last night's incidents, she didn't touch her browser. Aside from expected searches for Tommy knockers and ditchlings, it looks like she's been playing a lot of Sarah McLachlan. That's that. Okay, I think we've seen enough. Thank God. It's not a waste of time. We had looked. Snoop on her computer. Find everything. Ackerman. Alright. I love seeing someone's room before they've had a chance to clean up for company. It's a neat little snapshot. Any thoughts? It's a mess. Do you think there was a struggle in here? I don't think there's any clues here. This sure looks like a room. Yeah, nothing much to comment on. This is what her room's been like for pretty much the entire time I've known her. The only thing that's changed is the computer getting a lot fancier. Oh, she still does those corkboard string things. She loves putting the strings on there. I don't think they actually mean anything, but they're more for decoration anyway. Okay, I don't think we're gonna find much else here. Alright. Visit Stella on Thursday morning. Okay, so she's not here. We still have no idea where she is. I thought I was overreacting this morning. I thought she would have just been sleeping in or something. I can't believe she's actually missing. Where to next? As you consider your next move, your vision blurs again, but this time, it persists. The weakness in your knees returns, your ears fill with static, and you can feel yourself swaying, unable to control your body. It seems the toll of the pact you made last night is finally catching up with you. Hey, Meep, are you okay? Your body crumples to the ground. Oh, General Store's just around the corner. Let's get you inside. See, I'd figure you would take me this, and then I'd have a conversation with your mom. The bells of the general store chime welcomingly as Kanika drags you across the threshold. You can faintly make out the unintelligible and mumbling of what must be voices, and then you fade out again. Just... You come to in a chair in the tea room. Sybil sits across from you, a gentle smile of relief washing over her face as you regain consciousness. It's dark here, the sunlight filtering through the heavy curtains, weak and watery, partially supplemented by the bright grow lights over the plant in the corner. Welcome back. It looks like it's just you and me for now. Kanika's getting some much overdue bed rest upstairs. I went ahead and made you some tea, dear. Should help a bit with your condition. Your eyes drift down to the cup of freshly brewed tea in front of you. It smells light and citrusy with undertones of decaying earth. It's the same tea you sampled with Avery at the diner on Tuesday. Don't expect it to change your gray hairs back, but at the very least it should make it easier for your mind and spirit to adjust to some of the physical changes you've gone through. Hopefully you'll be a little less exhausted and a little less prone to passing out. And when you're finished, we can use the leaves for a reading. On the house, of course. Until then, why don't we just chat? What was it? Unsavory tales of my mom's youth? Quit yanking me around. You have something to tell me. Just come out and say it. What's with all the mystery and ritual? If you have something to say, come out and say it. They're all exploring, right? Tell me about my mom. Tell me about my mom. I most certainly did, though. I might have been exaggerating a bit for dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. In a town this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Pearl Ann was a lot like your great-grandmother, Edwardine, which is to say, she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. Oh, okay. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so her family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel. Okay. Ooh, I have a parcel pending. Why were they raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mother? What do you know about my grandma? I feel like I know a lot about the women in my family, but what about the men? Did they even exist? What happened when my mom found out she was pregnant? Right, what do you know about... Right, what happened? Why were Pearl Ann and my mom raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mother? Their entry in this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young, too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labor. What do you know about my grandma? I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there were two in that generation. The youngest died when the girls were still children. Edwina never spoke about them, nor did your mother. What happened when my mom found out she was pregnant? She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe it was fear from what had happened to her own mother. Maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assumed your mother's worries had something to do with religion. Okay. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious as far as I knew. But the way Vivian was there that night she came to me, it stuck in my mind. It's always had me wondering what it was about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby. That is odd. Yeah, what is going on? No, no man. I suppose they just haven't been very noteworthy since Edwardine took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, and to be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stuart or something just as forgettable. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenage fling that ended once your grandmother found out she was pregnant. I'm fairly certain it was similar for Vivian, though she was much older, and I believe she was the one who ended it, what with skipping town and all. So how did you end up in Scarlet Hollow? Oh, my family's been in these hills for a long time. That's how I know so much of the local flora. Everything I've learned was handed down from generations of hill folk. There hasn't always been a reliable doctor up here, especially not one most folks can afford. They have to figure out their own medicine. I kind of don't want to sip my tea because I'm like a little sus about the whole thing. What's with the mystery? If you have something to tell me, just come out and say it. Right. What's with all the mystery and the ritual? I'll need your tea leaves first. I have pieces of the puzzle, but the tea leaves should help give me the full picture. Fine. Sip my tea. Drink the tea. It's good for you. I don't like that. You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've taken a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. Finish the tea. You close your eyes and take another sip, and then another. It's delightful. The tea is gone before you know it, the small cup empties, save for what's left of rehydrated leaves coating the bottom. Sybil wasn't lying when she said it would help your condition. You still feel aged and worn, but you're a little less tired and a little mentally sharper than you were a few minutes ago. Oh good, glad you found the tea palatable enough to drink. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now on to business. She takes the cup from you. Sorry, Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the sludge. So many smoochies. Oh, sorry, Russell is being really cute in the other room. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. Oh, thanks. You've got just about every warning that can fit in the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure, but we may at the very least be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat, an enemy, lurking in plain sight. Is it you? Oh, that's gotta be Pixel, or maybe it's Frofro. Those are the two cats I know. The cat could be Tabitha. The cat could be Wayne. The cat could be Stella. Cat could be Kaneka. Could be Oscar. Could be Reese. Could be Avery. Dr. Kelly. The cat could be Dustin. He's a possum who lives in my dresser. And I try and talk to him every day to hear his wisdom and help with his troubles. It would break my heart if he's the traitor. How do I know? Ooh. I gotta think about our options real quick. Because it's like, what is the factor? I think it's me. That's like right, Pearland died. The town was fine. And then I showed up, and then all this spooky stuff started happening. Well, more apparent spooky stuff. So. I don't have the option to be like, what if I'm the cat? I'm gonna say it's her, because you've been sus since the beginning. That's ridiculous. Sybil is helping you, and if she was the cat, why would she warn you about herself? Pick someone else. Ah, fine. That is so funny. They're like... And yet they don't remove the option? Interesting. I'm gonna go with Dr. Kelly. But no, I don't think it is Dr. Kelly. I think she's been dealing with the Reese thing, and I don't think it's Reese. It might be Avery, because the goat said yellow. And Avery has a yellow coat. And he seems very chill. Then again, could be Stella. She's missing. I kind of want to pick Avery. Because I feel like he put the goat. Could be Avery. They're kind of a wild card. I don't know what to expect from them. They're one of the last people I would suspect, so that means that the first person I should suspect, I kind of feel like I'm excluding them. They might be resentful. It's always the hot ones. Right? I don't think that's quite what's meant by enemy in plain sight. If I were you, I wouldn't go casting my suspicions too widely. Why lies nothing but paranoia? God, that's how you say it. That way lies nothing but paranoia. Besides, I know Avery, and they're no cat. I'd like to think I can read people pretty well, and Avery is the sort to be loyal to those they see as friends, even to the bitter end. But you should trust your own judgment here. Friend or family, the cat will make itself soon known enough. You don't have to figure out an answer right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect the dots. Just be on guard and keep vigilant that someone close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connected to some hidden enemy. Perhaps we can try to counter whatever might be planned for you. Judging by what you told me last night, those stones, carvings, seals, whatever you want to call them, I think it's likely they have something to do with this. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best course of action is to seek these carvings out, piece together what you can from your visions, and arm yourself with information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find another? Your thoughts drift to the door yesterday, the one that seemed to draw you in, urging you to go deeper into the clinic. Even just remembering is enough to tug at you, compelling you to return and open it to see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. You didn't get all this from the tea leaves. Of course she did. She's smart. She knows how to deduce things from the leaves. Of course not. Tea leaves are merely a guide. Sometimes they can help confirm suspicions or fill in where my intuition falls short. My family's lived in these hills a long time, as has yours. I know the Scarlets have secrets. I know Vivian was scared for you, but your place in all this is something we have to figure out together. And that's where little tricks like tea leaves come in handy. But we shouldn't digress. Do you know where you might find the next stone? I don't want to tell her, but also I do want to tell her just in case I need to get saved again. But I'm also like, your family's lived in these hills and my family's lived in these hills. So how do I know you're not related to the Shaws? Right? Well, this is some big elaborate revenge plot. I think I felt another clinic. Bad stuff. I shouldn't seek out more. The stones seem to be left undisturbed. We're gonna fight about it, Sybil. I'm gonna tell you where the next one is. Because I feel like it's you. Felt another in the clinic. That's good. If you can find your way inside and uncover another stone, that could give you a leg up on your adversary. You'll just have to be careful to avoid the doctor. Something tells me she won't take too kindly to you sniffing around her clinic. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope this conversation has been illuminating, even if it just brought up more questions than giving any clear answers. Right, you helped last night. Why don't you come with me? I may have been able to see through that spirit's illusions, but I'm not some kind of all-powerful entity. I'm an old woman. I have trouble with my knees and my eyesight isn't what it used to be. In most situations, I'd be more of a liability than a helpful companion. Imagine if I'd been in those mines with you. Some use I'd be struggling to climb over rocks and ladders, throwing my back out from all that crouching. That's it? This wasn't helpful at all. All you did was look at leaves and tell me to go put myself in danger. Thanks, I'll let you know if I find anything. Just thanks. Good to hear it. Hope all goes well and I wish you luck. Hopefully you won't need it. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat. Well, I didn't really stop by for a chat. I kind of passed out to have this chat. With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table and you're escorted back to the door. And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce and merely being ready for it might not be enough. I'm gonna trust Wayne and Tabitha. Those and any animal. Everyone else, I don't trust him. Sybil closes the door to the tea room, the bells of its door strangely flat in the stale air of the nearly empty general store. Talk to Miles. Is your mom a witch? Go surreal, just so you should know. So Kanika has a cold? You see any weird rocks? I'm old. Thanks for noticing. You see any weird rocks around town? Yeah. You. He smirks. Clearly this is a very sick burn and you should feel bested by his wit. I'm old now, thanks for noticing. Didn't you always look like that? Is your mom a witch? Wouldn't you like to know? Street mark. I would. Actually. It's totally obvious that she's a witch, like you even need me to say it. So ghosts are real. Yeah, I know. I've seen tons of videos of ghosts doing stuff on the internet. I'm not 12. So Kanika has a cold? That's what she says. She's just trying to get out of work again, like I didn't have anything better to do all week while she sits in her room watching anime. Says the guy in Goku pants. It's probably good for her to have a week off. Why don't you two get along? Says the guy in Goku pants. Everybody knows Dragon Ball is a good anime. She watches the trashy stuff. I'm gonna go check on Kanika. You're not going anywhere before checking out Kanika. You make your way upstairs. Okay, knock. You knock on Kanika's door. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just gonna lie down for a while. I'm not your mom? Oh, Meep, what's up? I was hoping we could spend a little more time together. I need to talk to you. It's important. I'm going to the clinic. I was hoping you would join me. I could use a breather. Let's hang out. I'm going to the clinic. Sorry, Meep. My mom was right. I'm exhausted. I probably shouldn't push it or I'll wind up worse off tomorrow. You kidding me? Looks like you're on your own. You kidding me? You make your way out of the general store and down the road to the clinic. You make your way up to the familiar hill, past the rows of ragged houses that make up Scarlet. You know, I should have gone in, but I feel like that would have been a long conversation. And it's like, no, I'm going. You coming with? Yes or no? It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic. Raccoon. A ditchling. Another one. Oh my god, a bunch of them. Oh, there's another one. Oh my goodness. It isn't long before you find yourself outside of Dr. Kelly's clinic, its secrets enticing you to find a way in. Even at the bottom of the hill, you could already feel the presence. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits this compulsive frequency. Ask a willing creature how they get into the house. Quickly glance around, eyes trained on the underbrush. A flash of a striped tail grabs your eye immediately. Can I help you up, Buster? Hey there, if you were trying to break into that house at the top of the hill, how would you do it? What? Just because I've got little hands and go through people's trash, I'm supposed to know how to break into places? There's a hill that'll take you right up to that big flat roof thing. Sometimes humans leave windows open up there and I go inside. Don't tell them, okay? I'd like to sleep in their big pile of clothes. It's one of my few joys in life. Thanks, buddy. He leaves as you turn back to look at the clinic. A dull throb sets into your knees. There's no way you're doing that. Just going through the clinic door. You've aged at least a decade since last night. You should see if Dr. Kelly can give you a checkup. Knock on his window? I kind of want to try it. It's a doctor's office, not Fort Knox. Why would the clinic door even be locked? You carefully make your way up the old wooden stairs to the clinic's wraparound porch, avoiding any suspiciously creaking-looking steps. You push the door open slowly, just enough for you to sleep in, but not enough to risk any sound from the door's ancient hinges. You can see the doc at a desk in some room down the hall. She hasn't noticed you. You shut the door silently, watching her closely. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel that odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. You've been caught by its gravity, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around a corner and towards a dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar, as if inviting you to enter. Turn on the lights. The lights are on. You're in the morgue. Reese? Meep? He squints, seemingly unsure whether you're the same person he met yesterday. What are you doing in the morgue? Hi. I'm not gonna flirt with Reese and be like, hi. Oh, what are you? Fancy finding you here. You haven't seen Stella around, have you? She's been missing. Oh my god, you died and she Frankensteined you. Am I interrupting something? Okay, I have to ask. Are you human? She killed you. What are you doing in the morgue? I'm just gonna pretend I never saw this. All of these answers are so good. Vampire. Right, we don't want to shout. Oh my god. Am I interrupting something? Okay, I have to ask. Are you human? She killed you. What are you doing in the morgue? I'm sure it looks weird. It's not like I expected anyone to come down here. I was just, practicing. A rehearsal, if you will. Not gonna lie, this is kind of weird. I see. Being among the dead brings you comfort. Rehearse, you say? Rehearse, you say? Good one. His words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. Follow the pole. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palms. Hey, are you okay? You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder, and for a moment, the thing on the other side of the blank white wall loosens its pull on you. Not for long. You kind of look possessed for a second there. You good? Make him understand. Why wall? Need see thing but wall standing away? Let me inside. There's some kind of magic stuff going on, man, but it's telling me I need to get behind that wall. I need to get behind the wall. There's a stone carving on the other side of that wall, and I need to see it. Reese glances back at the wall. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the doc out of our hair. Should take 2 seconds. Get the doc out of our hair? Yeah, if I'd say I'm sick and need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. And most of the time it's true anyway. How'd you learn the little trick? You use what you got to get what you need. No shame in that. Does that make her worry even more? Wow, manipulating her using your illness. Yeah, no shame in that. Exactly. Yes, please. Axe now. Sounds great. Lead the way. Yes, I will destroy the wall. Yes, please. Axe now. Wow, you are super desperate about this wall. Be right back. He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited, his usual dour demeanor replaced with an uncharacteristic pep when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. You hear his soft voice filtering in through the open doorway at the top of the stairs, a hoarse and sickly edge added for effect as he speaks to his mother. Hey, Mom. He coughs gently. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like poop, but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out, though. Really? I thought I just picked some up. I've got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale, too. That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. It's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything too strenuous while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back. Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy. You hear her footsteps move down the hall, then the front door opening and closing. It worked! The thoracic rasp was left his voice, excitement rising in its place. Come on up. We don't have long until she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your desperation to claw your way through the wall and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should be pretty obvious whatever it is, though I'm not sure where she'd be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first. You make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office. I don't see an axe in here. He's right. A curiosity? A glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye. Some sort of records with your family's name on them. Pick up the documents to read later. Boop boop. You scoop up the folder, tucking the documents in for later perusal. Reese watches you with curiosity. Stealing medical documents? If my family's gonna keep secrets from me, I'd better learn what I can. They have my family name on them, I'm allowed. Right? I'd better learn what I can. Totally. Steal anything you need to. You've got a mystery to solve. I'm not gonna stand in your way. Let's check the medical supply room next. I can't imagine a room full of chemicals being a place something might not want to keep an axe. Better be careful stealing stuff in there, though. That might really get you in trouble. You turn around and leave the office. It's time to move on. Come on, let's keep looking. There it is. Looks like it needs a key, though. We better not break the glass. I'd rather explain why I had to steal the axe after we've had a chance to use it. There must be a key in here somewhere. He stops, as if listening to something you can't hear. She's back already. As if on cue, you hear the front door of the clinic open and close, the creak of its antique hinges echoing down the hallway. Footsteps start down the hall. Just head this way, quick, we gotta hide. I'm not supposed to be in here. He opens the closet door and hurriedly motions you inside. You slip past him, scrunching the small space as best as you can. He attempts to slide in after you. Get in here. You make space and he slips in next to you, closing the door just enough that you can both still monitor the entrance to the supply room. Look at those ears. Dr. Kelly storms in, plastic bag in tow. She takes something out of the bag and places it on the counter. And then she hurries back out, bag rustling as she makes her way back down the hallway. We better wait a second just in case. There's something. No, we're not gonna flirt with Reese. Stop trying to flirt with everybody. Quietly wait for the danger to pass. Keep your distance. I'm gonna wait for the danger to pass. The two of you stand in tense silence, both crammed into the suffocating closet, taking shallow breaths as if she could hear you breathing from the other side of the building. But the footsteps soon return. Return. Dr. Kelly makes her way back towards your hiding place, creaking floorboards broadcasting your location all the way to the hallway just outside your hiding spot. His head swivels suddenly. That was the door to the house. We're in the clear, let's go. What is that? The two of you spill out of the closet. Reese quickly and quietly starts pulling out drawers, scanning them for keys. Let Reese handle it. You watch while he rifles through drawers, content to let him figure it out. Soon there's a jingling of keys and he turns to you, victorious. There we go. They're even color-coded. She made this too easy. Reese pauses to look at the plan on the table. It's weird of her to drop that off, right? Why would she put some alien-looking fruit in the supply room? She's not a pharmacist. She's not supposed to make her own medicine. This room is for storing stuff she orders from an actual pharmacist, and I doubt it's decorative. Who cares? It is weird. Maybe we should do some snooping. Let's take it with us and look it up later. We could always eat it and see what it does. Let's just take it with us and look it up later. Yeah, we're on the clock. Don't want to get caught in here. He shoves a berry from the weird plant into his pocket. I'll meet you down there. I've got to come up with something to cover for the noise. He hands you the axe and you make your way back down the hallway towards the morgue. You follow Reese's instructions, once again, starting down the basement stairs, letting the pull of the stone carving guide you back to the morgue. Dr. Kelly's voice filters down from above. I was right. We did already have juice. It was just in the back of the fridge, but there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. Oh, I'm just gonna chill in the morgue. I got my speakers, so if you hear some weird sounds, that's just my music. I'll be sure to put in earplugs to drown out all that industrial clanging you listen to. You know I'm not the biggest fan of you spending time down there. It can't be good for your mental health to hang out in a refrigerator for corpses. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. You hear the door close and the sound of Reese descending the stairs to join you in the fluorescent-lit room below. Hey. Oh, wall, now, yes. Wall. Let's do this. May I make the first blow? You listen to music that sounds like a wall being broken down? I should warn you, something spooky might happen when we break down the wall. I'm gonna tell him. Reese smiles. Good. Feel like I've been missing out lately. Stop asking questions. It's time to see what's on the other side of that wall. May I make the first blow? Go for it. You approach the far end of the morgue, axe practically singing through the air as you strike the wall. The first cut offers a surprising amount of resistance. There is some structure behind it, some wood frame holding it in place, trying to stand between you and what waits for you on the other side. You stagger back from the massive hole in the wall and admire your effort. Holy. The splintered edge frames a dark passage seemingly cut deep into the side of the cliff, cold seeping from a forgotten place into the already frigid morgue. Reese coughs as he takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back there. Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthly mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. And with the stink of the grave-like room beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward. And you climb into the hole. This is wild. I had no idea any of this was here. An entire hospital wing, rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. His voice sounds distant. Your sole focus is finding it. Your feet move without prompting, and you stumble down the hallway towards the far wall, barely registering the antique clutter as you stagger past it. Well, are you okay? You don't respond, and you don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall is rotten, water-damaged, having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years. The planks nearly reduced to sawdust. You tear into it. Enoch, I thought you weren't going to come. I was worried you'd leave me here forever. Enoch, okay. And who is this injured man? They said there's nothing they can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I gonna do? Calm down, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research and I found us an alternative. We won't have to worry about anything from here on out, I promise. I went to talk to the witch. A witch? But that's nonsense. It's alright. It's all sorted. We're taking you home today and everything will be resolved by this time next week. Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into focus and it takes a solid second or two to reorientate yourself. What's up, man? You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was worried you'd slip into a coma or something. You tore down a wall like a wild animal, found some weird carving, and collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure. Are you okay? Wait, nothing spooky happened? The mountain didn't collapse on us? No ghosts? How did I get here? Does Dr. Kelly know I'm here? You didn't call an ambulance. I had a vision. I still have those documents I swiped, right? Huh? Yeah, you should still have them on you. Sure enough, you pull out the file containing medical documents about your family. I'm gonna explore Pearl-Ann's death. Sleep apnea, discovered by her daughter Tabitha. Chrysanthemum, that's a middle name. No autopsy performed. Alright, Edwardine. Died. Wow, aged 89, cause of death, heart failure, signed by her granddaughter, Pearl-Ann. Pretty normal, almost made it to 90, died of a normal old person illness. Enoch. 87, 69, cause of death, fall from cliff. This one has a coroner's report attached. Organ sustained impact injuries. Lacerations to the neck and body consistent with fall from great height. Other death certificates. You quickly flip through a few of the other Scarlets whose names aren't quite as familiar. Theodore. Teddy. 28, cause of death, crushed in mine collapse, body not recovered, signed by his brother Enoch Scarlet. You sure about that? You sure about that? Joseph Scarlet. Born. Louis Scarlet. Born. So 30 years? 24 years? Both killed at Normandy in line of duty. Those must have been Edwardine's brothers. Certificate of fetal death. Infant boy. Andrew Charles Scarlet. Delivered April. Stillbirth. Mother. Edwardine Scarlet. Cause of death, complications during birth, no doctor present, home burial. Sus. There was no other doctor present at the birth and a home burial. There's some information missing there. Alexandra Scarlet. Age 9, missing, presumed dead, signed by mother. Hold on, 47? Not that. Okay, April 3rd, 45. then this says 47. Alexandra, the owner of the doll, so she went missing. Mary Bell Scarlet, born in 46, age 17. Complications during childbirth, signed by her mother, Edwardine Scarlet. 17, yeah, it's pretty young. Read your family's medical records. Time to whip out the old string and corkboard. Oh my god. You didn't call an ambulance. I had a vision. Yeah, I had a vision. Like hallucination? I have these sometimes too. Used to have them a lot as a teen. Always just weird little things, like my hands would look wrong, or my neck would seem too long, or the room would feel smaller. I think the carvings are trying to warn me about something. My family has dark secrets. I think these are visions of things that actually happened. Whatever these visions are, they're making me very suspicious. Clearly drilled in some big gas pocket that giving me seizures. I'm gonna say what actually happened. So I don't think your brother died in a mine collapse, because he said, my legs don't work. That sounds like something after a collapse. Well, I wonder if you'd see anything else if you went back in there. Or if there are more around town. Maybe you collect them all, you'll finally unravel whatever the big mystery is. Seems fun. Excuse me. You didn't call an ambulance? How did I get here? I carried you. But you have a delicate constitution. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. No problem. Just figured you'd rather wake up in a bed than that musty hallway or the morgue. That is fair. Oh yeah, I totally forgot. Can I have like a nibble of one of each? I'm working up an appetite. Ghost hunting. I don't know who the bad guy is. Oh my god, and actually the fries are good now. This is mine. Cool. Okay. So what now? I was right! She's been poisoning her son for years!
He's like, how rational is this Alec?
But here's the thing. He might be a werewolf. He gives me werewolf vibes, so there might be a reason why she was poisoning him. He's like, there's no way I was gonna take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years, because we found a weird, like, plant. And he's like, what is this plant? I'm like, just grab a berry and we'll look it up later. I've been thinking about what you said at dinner last night, and I don't see any other possibility. It's only been a day since I've stopped taking my pills, and I feel great. I went ahead and blocked my door so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out. You blocked your door? I don't get why your mom would poison you, though. The internet says this is castor bean. It's used to make ricin, a super deadly poison that causes some of my exact symptoms. Ricin is really bad. How are you not dead? Okay, well, with your evidence, you should be able to go to the cops, right? Just be like, hey. Do you have the castor bean from the pharmacy, but I still have to prove where I got it from, and that she used it to poison me. It's possible the cops might just think I've snapped and it could turn even worse for me. I don't think the doc would hesitate to have me committed if it meant she could keep her hold on me. No matter what, we should get out of the basement soon. We need to get out of here. Who knows what she'll do when she finds out what you know. Right? We don't know what she's gonna do. What? You have a Joe Star prediction?
Yes. Please, you're gonna be like, oh my god, you stop giving him his fast.
Maybe. They were pretty sus with me at the mine collapse. They were like, wow, it's so weird, our quiet little town, nothing ever happens. And then you show up for your great aunt's or your aunt's funeral and all this stuff starts happening. Maybe. Well, he stopped it himself. Where would we go? The only person I know who has a car is Kanika, and she's not answering her phone. I don't know anyone else. I don't have any other family to go to. I never even finished high school. When I get out of this house, I don't know how I can make sure I don't wind up right back down here. You can stay with me if you want, at least until you get on your feet. You can stay with me if you want. We can figure it out together. One step at a time. Let's start by waiting out your mom and getting out of there. We can figure it out together. At least until you get onto your feet. You can stay with me if you want. No. Make it clear he has the option to leave. It is a closet in a house with 10 other people, so it is a fair warning. It's gonna be cramped. Well, I can't remember the last time I saw so many people at once. It sounds great. And at the very least, I'd be away from here. I can start making money, maybe even find my own place. He smiles, his eyes distant as he imagines the possibility of such a life, undoubtedly for the first time. Thanks, Meep. You have no idea how much this offer means to me. But I guess we still gotta pass some time before we can get out of here. A distraction seems like a good idea. As you can probably tell, I'm getting a little jittery. Maybe it's the lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or the fact that my whole perception of reality has been turned on its head. Probably the combo. It doesn't feel awful, to be honest. What if your mom doesn't fall asleep? Flirt, you could always drop me. Now's not the time! My character's just trying to flirt with everybody. Oscar, Stella, Kanika, sick boy Reese.
I make an argument. Just because you have your mom doesn't mean you have to act upon it.
I don't! I'm literally in town for a funeral, and I literally gave up years of my life to, like, pay a cursed debt. So I'm like, I could die at the end of this game. I don't want anyone to get involved with me, or Ghost to be like, give me your loved one.
He talks like this whenever you think these thoughts.
What?
The narrator in the games when he does the silly voice. He does the one romance thought.
You're talking about Slay the Princess. Took me a second. I was like, I've played so many games with narrators. All right. Yeah. What if your mom doesn't fall asleep, and we're just stuck down here in a basement? You shouldn't call her my mom. As far as I'm concerned, she's forfeited that title. I don't even think I should call her doctor. She's just some woman now. Can't wait for her to be in the rearview mirror of the rest of my life. If she doesn't fall asleep by 10, we can figure something else out. These windows are supposedly shatterproof, which she always said was for burglars. Now I assume is yet another way to keep me boxed in. But we can try to break them anyway. No flirting. I believe you owe me a showing of Shi no Chi Deathblood. Do whatever it is you do to kill time, preferably something that'll help me ignore my morning anxiety. I'll chill with whatever, just go with the flow. Well then I believe you owe me a showing? I believe I do. Reese gets the movie set up and joins you on the bed. Let me know if it gets to be too much for you. I'm not a great judge of how other people react to the sort of things I watch, but I definitely don't want you to feel uncomfortable. This is a slow burn of a movie, but the dread it's managing to build is palpable in the room. Or maybe that's just how it feels down here all the time. What with the grisly paintings, lack of lighting, cinder block walls, and of course the fact that the woman currently lurking upstairs had been poisoning her son since his teens. I've seen a couple of this director's other films and they're all interesting, though this is probably the best introduction to his work. The way it jump cuts to seemingly unrelated TV show recordings that then wind up tying back into the narrative adds a level of realism and depth to the world that I find really engrossing. It's found footage used to its fullest. I can't see, look at those little teeth! Look at those little teeth! I can't believe I'll be able to just do things from here on out, like watch movies with another person, or talk to people, ever. You can hear the difference in energy now that Reese hasn't had his daily dose of poison. He's uncharacteristically chatty, clearly not used to talking to another person, let alone when he has the energy to carry on a long conversation. No, we're not holding his hand. Let him enjoy his moment. I'm glad you'll be able to have a social life, and I'm happy to be a part of it. Let's not get ahead of ourselves first. We have to get out of the basement. Ignore him and watch the movie. Shh, I'm watching the movie. No, I'm happy for him. Reese smiles to himself. It's still hard to imagine, hard to believe after all these years alone that that's gonna be my reality. A man on the screen yells portents of doom into the camera, trailing off into a wordless scream. The plot is really heating up. I love that there are all these distinct sort of vignettes, little pockets of horror that affect a small number of people, and only once you start to see how they fit together can you realize some fundamental horror about the universe. And then it sees you back. Incredible, cosmic horror in the truest sense. Reese is becoming very animated. It's probably safe to assume that he's dealing with a lot of extra adrenaline right now, what with his entire reality turning out to be a lie. But he's also talking over the movie. Flirt, this is too scary, you should hold me. Stop trying to flirt. I think a movie's too chill for you right now. Maybe we should just figure out how to leave. Reese, are you feeling okay? You know, I think I better get going. Talking during movies is fine. Let him. He's just excited. He's just excited. Sorry if I'm talking a lot. I'm just jittery. It's a little terrifying to think that she's up there right now. There's a knock on the window. Oh no! Oh no! Wayne! Oh, beep. Don't get any closer to that thing. It's time to go home. Oh, I have to listen to Wayne. I gotta trust him. I gotta trust. There's just something about him. There's just something about Wayne that I'm like, I gotta trust this man. Because I don't know, he magically somehow broke through the ghost vision and like killed a ditchling, no problem, and was like, it was really hard. He's like, it's hard to get in here. You need to get out of here. And I'm just like, can I go through that door you just came in through? You made a door in air. Like, imagine just staring at this empty space and someone just, ooh. That's what he did. Oh no. That voice. I know that voice. Is that who's been following you around? Without another word, Wayne starts pounding on the supposedly shatterproof window. Enemies upstairs, enemies outside, we're surrounded. Even if I get out of this house, I won't be safe. You won't be safe. What do you mean? Wayne isn't gonna hurt you. He hasn't hurt anyone. Why did he call you that thing? You're being weird, man. I don't need you to protect me. Wayne isn't gonna hurt you. He hasn't hurt anyone. Yes, he will. He's furious with me. Can't you hear it? But I'm not weak anymore. I can fight back. I don't have to cower in fear from the people who want to hurt me. I can protect both of us, Meep. The window shatters. Oh no. Oh no! As Reese tears at his clothes, paint bubbles out from the canvases, his ghoulish figures peeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. Oh no. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out. Leave us alone! In a surge of violence, the change that has been brewing inside Reese finally comes. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off, and Wayne along with it. I'm gonna save real quick, in case. You know, there's always been that fear that I might die, that I might not make it to episode 5. I'm gonna say stare where I am, because Wayne is like, I'll pull you out. So I'm gonna trust that Wayne can get in here. So I'm gonna stay where I am. We aren't safe, but I feel strong now, right? If I stay with him, Reese thinks I'm agreeing with him. If I run, he's gonna think I'm afraid of him, and that's gonna activate his, predator thing of chase the prey. I think I can save us. Stay here, I'll be right back. I just have to deal with the doc. Reese storms up the stairs, leaving you with his creations. Call Tabitha for help. Try and warn Dr. Kelly. You're not sure who to help. Best to follow Reese and see how things play out. Try and leave. Wait for Reese in the basement. Can we like Tabitha? Tabitha. I don't want to follow Reese. I'm gonna be like, Tabitha, you dial your cousin's number. Hey, where are you? I'm at the clinic. I think Dr. Kelly's in danger. There's a monster on the loose. What do you know about Reese? Reese transformed into a monster and is on some kind of rampage. Can you come pick me up? Reese is gonna kill his mom. Also, he's a werewolf or a vampire or something. Clinic emergency scary. All of these answers are so good. He's just like, hi, he turned into a werewolf and I think he's gonna kill his mom. Can you come pick me up? I just love that. Also, he's the clinic emergency scary. I just love the like option. What do you know about Reese? Why? Well, he turned into a monster. I think he's about to kill his mom. Like, there's so many ways this conversation can go, but I'm trying to get to Wayne. I want to give her the most information. Reese transformed into a monster and is on some kind of a rampage. Can you come pick me up? Reese is gonna kill his mom. Also, he's a werewolf or vampire or something. I'm just gonna go with this, but also the mom. That way she knows to keep an eye out for her. Also, he's a werewolf or vampire or something. What? I always knew there was something that smelled off about that kid. Stay put, I'm on my way. Don't get eaten. Your cousin hangs up the phone. I don't want to follow Reese. I want to stay in the basement and try to get to Wayne. I'm gonna say try and leave. I'm so sorry, Dr. Kelly. You bound up the basement stairs and rush to the front door. You pull, but sealed shut by the constructs. Dr. Kelly's a human. Reese is a monster. I think I have a better chance fighting a monster, so I'm gonna be like, oh, what's going on, Reese? You make your way to the door that beckoned to you yesterday, all intrigue now washed away. You know where it leads, and you know what secrets the stone that lurked in the forgotten basement of the clinic had to share with you. Now the clinic holds a new horror. Somewhere beyond the narrow hallway leading from the house proper into the doctor's office, there is a monster prepping to do something unthinkable. Open the door. You grasp the handle and turn. Dr. Kelly emerges from the shadows and levels a firearm in your direction. You instantly notice it's not a proper rifle, but some kind of tranquilizer gun. Duck! What? Don't shoot. Don't tell me what to do. I'm just gonna duck. You do as she says, ducking out of the way. She shoots. The gun isn't very loud. There's only a pop as the projectile leaves the barrel, whistling through the air. You turn to see a dart embedded in Reese's chest. He pulls the tranquilizer dart out from between his ribs, heaving heavy breaths as the drug courses through his system. You're gonna have to try harder than that, you bit. No. How did you? As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh. Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows out between cracks in the wood. Reese's panic pulling in a mob of furious creatures to hold his enemy in place. The artist darts away, but his creations continue their work in his absence. Okay. She's running. His tail's going. Oh, I see little art there. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway as Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. Run after Dr. Kelly? I guess I don't get the option to help Wayne. Sorry, Wayne. I'm gonna run to a nearby room. I'm gonna get away. You rush out of the main entryway, taking cover in the first room you see. A few seconds pass. Things are quiet. Hey! Dr. Kelly's voice crackles out of some unseen speaker. You, Meep. I'm stuck in the safe room. I can't help you from here, but you can help the both of us. What the hell is your son, ma'am? I'm sure Wayne can handle this. I'm not helping you. You're poisoning him. You deserve the price. So, you're gonna keep poisoning him forever? I'm sure Wayne can handle this. Oh yeah, the creep who showed up and was immediately swarmed by those things, I'm sure he's gonna be a big help. Look, I know how to deal with my son. I know how to do it in a non-lethally so nobody has to die tonight. You're in the medical storage room, right? I need you to use the black taped key to get into the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. It's a bottle labeled carfentanil. Bear tranquilizers clearly aren't gonna cut it anymore. An intercom system, huh, Doc? Good. You should hear this. Meep, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not gonna hurt anybody else. Just her. If I don't, you and I both know she's just gonna shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers. Did I hear that right? And shove me back down in that basement. Or maybe someplace even worse. And keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence. I feel amazing right now. Better than I ever felt in my life. I'm not dangerous. She's just scared because she knows she has to finally pay for what she's taken from me. He has a point. I'm not gonna let you kill someone. Can you two just get along? I don't feel like I should get in the middle of this. I wanna go home. I'm on Reese's side. Wait, help me! I don't know. I'm trusting Rain. Is he like a bat? Is he a vampire? Because he mentioned the stretchy skin, so I'm wondering if he's like a big bat or something. But I'm also like, I don't have to worry about him hurting me, right? He's like, I'm just gonna kill my mom. And I'm like, that's fair, but you're also hurting my other friend, Wayne. And I don't know if this is like gonna be your permanent state or if you're gonna like go back to being normal or something. I don't know. Wait. He's a little tied up at the moment. Not anymore. Oh! Reese cries out in pain. Oh, what the hell did you do to my shoulder? I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe until then. Queen. The two stagger off down the hallway. Quick, grab the tranquilizers and head to the safe room. I'll grab them. You do as she says. The tranquilizers are easy to find, marked with a small square of black tape to match the key. She's certainly an organized woman. You make your way out of the medical storage room and back to the hallway where Dr. Kelly disappeared. As you approach, Dr. Kelly heaves open the door, slowly breaking apart the mass of paint, sealing it shut. Hurry, I don't think I can keep it open for long. You slip past her into the safe room. She shuts the door quickly, though one of the little smears manages to slip past her. Oh, there he is, little guy. Oh, she stomps on it. Painted viscera splatters across the cement floor. But that's also the thing. He controls paint. He controls paint. It sounds like Reese and your friend are still fighting. We probably have a few minutes before he gets here. What is this room? Let's talk, Reese. What's the game plan? While we're at it, any other secrets you're keeping? Let's talk, Reese. Yeah, I bet you have some questions. Go ahead, I have nothing left to hide. How long? Why? What is he? Was his dad slimmer? Seems difficult. How did you know he's dangerous? What is he? At first I thought he was some kind of werewolf, but if he isn't, he doesn't follow any kind of full moon rules or anything. Silver doesn't do anything to him, and you've seen what he looks like. It's just weird. I almost wish I could examine him while he's fully transformed. It'd be fascinating to know what happens to him or how his body does it. But he seems pretty hell-bent on ripping my throat out, so I guess I'll just have to remain a mystery. When did you find out? A little after he hit puberty. He had all the usual changes, then a few extra: thickened nails, sharp teeth, elvish ears. I figured he might have some kind of genetic disorder. Had him checked out at a few specialists, but there was nothing obviously wrong with him. Then we had an argument, and he changed right in front of me. It was like what he is now, just a couple inches and some facial abnormalities enough to be noticeable. I was scared. He could see that, and he stopped. I thought it was a one-off or maybe a hallucination. But the second time, it wasn't as subtle, and it didn't go away as easy. That's when I knew for sure that this was something beyond my realm of expertise. Okay, so because he's angry, he's in this heightened state, he's raw. So if we calm him down, it should be fine. How did he not know what he was? I've been medicating him since he was 12. We've only had 3 incidents like this before, maybe 4 depending on what counts. This is the worst one by far. He doesn't seem to understand at first that he looks different, and I just make sure to stay on top of his dosages so he rarely ever does. But I've been preparing for this inevitability. He's an adult now. There's only so much I can do to control him. So why? Can we stop calling it poison? Yes, it's poison, but the act of me giving him poison was not me poisoning him. I was medicating his illness. It started when he was around 15. I've been giving him increasingly high doses of Klonopin, but his body kept adapting and his symptoms would come back, especially if we ever fought. I couldn't keep ordering all those drugs. It was already suspicious, and I could risk losing my license, especially if anyone ever found out what I was using them for. Someone approached me with a solution. I took it. Who? I've been dealing with the emotional mental consequences of that decision ever since. Who approached you? Dr. Kelly gives you a long, hard look. I don't want to talk about that woman. Sybil. But screw it, I might die tonight. Sure, I'll tell you. And that's all I have to say about that. What? It was weird. Was his dad similar? A strange little smile creeps up on Dr. Kelly's face. I wish I knew. Reese just kind of happened. I wasn't seeing anyone. I just woke up pregnant one day. What? I know how impossible that sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sake. I kept having these weird dreams, almost like a sleep paralysis episode. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were actually kind of sweet, but they were just dreams. But then all of a sudden my period stopped, I got morning sickness, and roughly 9 months later, Reese. Well, the relationship seems pretty difficult between you two. Yeah, you could say that. He was such a cute kid. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified. I didn't know if I'd be ready, but he made me love being a mom. It's not like it was going to be sunshine and roses forever, no matter what. Kids grow up and they change, sometimes for the worst. This is part of being a mom, too. Doing what you can to make sure the child you brought into the world isn't going to go around eating people. So how do you know he's dangerous? Well, he wants to murder me, so that's clue number 1. It's not like he's usually a violent kid. He's mostly just sad. But every now and then we butt heads, and that's usually when this side of him comes out. Imagine if this happens anytime he gets frustrated with anyone. Imagine he gets road rage one day, turns into a 12-foot tall monster with a million teeth and rips somebody apart in the middle of a major metropolitan area. Or you keep him here in this tiny town. Yeah, he's dangerous. He's indeed is a menace. That doesn't mean, you are the biggest. But don't just kill him. He's been kind to me. What are you doing is difficult. Don't you think it might be a self-fulfilling prophecy? I can fix him. He's been kind to me. Yeah, and Ted Bundy was kind to people he picked up off the side of the road. Then he slaughtered them. He's a really sweet kid most of the time, but I can't let that overshadow the violence he's capable of. Okay. Well, what's this room? Old x-ray room. Lead walls. After I realized this whole situation was a possibility, I had the door reinforced with special remote-controlled locks. I'm glad it could finally come in handy. What's the game plan? Both short and long-term. Well, I pump him full of elephant tranquilizers, then I lock him in here, then I somehow convince him to see things from my perspective. Then we all live happily ever after. Has that worked before? If he manages to find a way out and kill you, so you're just gonna lock him away again. There has to be some other way. It's just gonna make him feel trapped. Just kill him. Sarcasm. I see no flaws. Right? There has to be another way. There has to be another way. Because I'm like, the only reason he's mad is because he realized that you've been lying to him his whole life. If you had, talked to him and be like, son, it seems like whenever you get angry, you get a little taller. You get a little stretchy with your skin and you get some extra teeth.
Yeah, having zero coaching on how to control that whole physical change.
Yeah, zero coaching, just been...
Dr. Kelly's been doing has been completely wrong and narcissistic. I think they can suppress it in that kind of way without trying to treat it through behavioral.
No, I definitely agree. That's why I'm like, Reese has a valid point. He's like, I'm not gonna hurt anyone, just my mom. And I'm like, that's fair. She ruined your entire childhood. She stole it from you. Because he's like, I never even graduated high school. I don't have any friends to hang out with. I'm just in a basement all day.
Should be protected from the extreme feelings that he feels.
Yeah, no, it's
And the mother should be held accountable for the crimes they committed.
Yeah.
For becoming a murderer.
Yeah.
Making her point valid.
Yeah, it sure is. Especially since I'll have to isolate him even more now that he knows what's going on. He is gonna hate me. But you gotta work with what you've been given. And what I've been given is an ethical dilemma where I either let my son kill me, freeing him to go out and kill others, or imprison him for the rest of his life and force feed him poison to keep him controllable. Or the third option, kill him. I've decided which outcome I can live with. Any other secrets you're keeping? You have it all. You have no idea how relieved I am to finally say all this stuff out loud. Okay. You and Dr. Kelly sit in silence and wait for his son to make his way to you. The sound of distant breaking glass cuts through the silence of the clinic outside the safe room. Well, this must be game time. Get those tranks ready. We have to get this door open before he crosses the hallway. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. If I trank Reese, right? Like, if that's what's about to happen. If I trank him, is that it? Can I not release him? Or do I let him follow his rage, kill his mom, and attempt for him to get some type of closure? Or will him tasting human flesh just go, "Meow," and he's like, I gotta kill everybody now, like, that was delicious. And he'll be like, you're next. And I'll be like, oh no.
Considering this world has a bunch of supernatural stuff, I think him killing someone as a werewolf is the worst outcome. it's okay to be a werewolf, but I don't think it's okay to kill other creatures.
Right. And there's so much happening. And I've just been screaming for Wayne to help me. And he apparently broke a shatterproof window with his foot and was like, come on out, I got you. And I was like, freedom! And then I got trapped.
You can demonstrate free will while still having that power.
Yeah. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway. Ooh. Ooh. Hi, Reese. My little paint man. Is this what you were so afraid of? Hand over the tranquilizers. This is our shot. I also don't think he's gonna do it. I'm gonna say no. It's not right to let you lock him away. You'll never give him a chance to just exist. The two of you are never gonna find common ground. You've had your chance to fix this. Now it's time for Reese to finally live. What goes around comes around. Don't say a word. Okay. Hold on. Because Wayne also said he's a waste of flesh. So I'm like, Wayne doesn't like him either. You'll never give him a chance to just exist, right? You're convinced he's evil. Right, the two of you are never going to find common ground. You've had your chance to fix this. Now it's time for Reese. I think this is a bit more like work together, because this seems like, Reese, get her. I'm going to go with this. Stop messing around and hand them over now. I forgot I called Tabitha! She just shot Reese in the face with a shotgun. Oh no! I think he's dead. Oh no! A shot rings out. Reese's body is thrown to the wall. Shotgun in hand, your cousin rounds the corner and trains her weapon on his writhing body. Tabitha, what are you doing here? Stop it. Let me sedate him. We can deal with this non-lethally. His eyeballs on the wall, Kelly. Are you insane? That thing was trying to kill you. Finish him off, Tabitha. Help, doctor. I'm gonna say nothing. Leave the decision to the woman with the gun. Oh! You two, help me drag this thing outside. We're burning it. The three of you stand around Reese's mangled, still twitching body. I'm so sorry, Reese. I didn't think she was gonna shoot him. My cousin loves me, okay? Because, like, as soon as I had a chance, I was like, hey, Tabitha, I don't know. I did not mention that Reese was gonna kill his mom, because I didn't want her to think that he was gonna do something bad to the mom. I did say he was on a rampage, and that he was like a werewolf vampire thing. Oh, Tabitha! Your cousin pours gasoline over his body. Then she lights a match. He screams as he erupts into flames. Oh, he was still very much alive with his head gone.
I think that evil. And she knows to kill him. I think she's in on it.
We'll find out. It's inhuman. The ruin of his face, incapable of making any recognizable sounds beyond a guttural wail. Watch the flames. Cousin Bondi died. That's horrible. It seems to last forever, and then it stops. In its absence, there's only the roaring of flames and the sobbing of his mother, staring down at the writhing and burning body of what was once her son. I always knew there was something off about that kid. He had a weird smell. Tabitha? Explain. Cry, hug Tabitha. Boy, am I ever glad you showed up. I didn't know you would kill him. Then you didn't have a very good grasp on the situation. He was a rampaging monster. There was no way this was going to end without at least a little bloodshed. It could have. I had it in control. This didn't need to happen. Yet you let it happen. Come on, Joan. You didn't stop me when I lit the match. Deep down, you knew this was for the best. Did you know what he was? No, but the door was sealed shut, and I got a bad vibe from your call, so I took the gun from my office. I was already armed when I rounded the corner and saw him. Just did what had to be done. Thanks for calling instead of trying to handle this on your own. We make a good team. I'm gonna cry. Tears start to stream down your cheeks as the finality of it all hits you. You all did what you had to do, but that doesn't make this hurt any less. Your cousin, noticing your tears, puts her arm around you and rests her head on your shoulder. And then she steps away. Poor guy, you've done the world a service. To think I was starting to like him. His suffering is over now, Dr. Kelly. This is a good thing. Sorry, Dr. Kelly. I feel like this is my fault. Poor guy. No one responds. The three of you standing in silent agreement. Only the crackling of Reese's corpse filling the quiet of the empty clearing. I'm sorry, Joan. An acrid smell hangs in the air. The stink of burning flesh stinging your nostrils. But he's gone. There's only a charred pile of ashen bones where his withering body once lay. Nothing moves. Nothing tries to mend itself. There is nothing left to be mended. I'm going to bed. Not a word of this to anyone, or there'll be hell to pay. You don't have to tell me twice. Dr. Kelly starts back down the hill towards the clinic, leaving the two of you next to the smoldering ashes. I'm parked down the hill. Let's get out of here. I need a shower. My hair smells like burning corpse. The two of you make your way to the bottom of the hill, where Tabitha's car is parked among the sleepy houses of Scarlet Hollow's residential street. She places her gun in the trunk and turns to face you. You're alone right now. Is Stella still missing? I tried calling her a couple of times, but I kept getting her stupid voicemail. Yeah. The two of you are interrupted by the sound of panting and the telltale jingling of dog tags. It's the militia. They're poured out of the woods to stand before you on the road. What in the... You were looking for Gretchen's human, weren't you? We found her. She's by the side of the road a little ways through the woods. She's unharmed, but she wouldn't leave when we tried to make her, so we'll have to take you to her. Hopefully you can use your people words to get her to go someplace safe. The woods are crawling with those awful creatures. It's not safe anymore, not even for a human. Why do these dogs look so serious? We should get in the car before they eat us. They found Stella. Come on, we better follow them. I have a feeling they want us to follow them. They might. They found Stella. Come on, we better follow them. How do you know that? Didn't you know I could talk to animals and animals could talk to me? No times, words, we go now. Didn't you know I could talk to animals and animals could talk to me? I love how serious this chihuahua is. Why are you cracking jokes right now? I don't know about following a bunch of strange dogs in the woods, but if there's a chance, you're right. Okay, we'll take a quick detour. Yep, you let the dogs lead you into the wilderness, following on their heels as they take you to Stella. Before long, the trees thin, and you find yourself on a steep hill by a 2-lane road, lined on one side by sheer rock. And there she is. Keep her safe. Be seeing you, speaker. They leave. There, sitting on a log, staring mournfully out at the asphalt, is Stella. You watch her from the underbush. She's alive, thank God. She sounds more exasperated than relieved. Though you know by now that it's just her trying to cover up genuine emotion, she's deeply relieved and terrified to show such vulnerability. You should go talk to her, Tabitha. She'd probably be glad to see you. I'm gonna go talk to her. Let's go talk to her. She seems fine. Let's go. Go talk to her, Tabitha. I don't know. We've got baggage. It'll just make things worse. No, you're right. She's been practically begging for us to be closer than we are. It's time I stopped letting my dead mother dictate who I'm allowed to talk to. Go off, Tabitha. But I'm not talking to her alone. We're doing this together. The two of you join Stella, perching on the old log on either side of her. God, Meep, that ghost really did a number on you. I'm so sorry. You had Meep worried all day, you know. And it looks like you've got into some trouble too, Meep. You're all covered in blood. This is where your parents died, right? Oh. Oh? New student orientation? Wow. Uh-oh. Yep, we're gonna see some headless parents. At least it was quick. Your therapy bill's gonna be huge. Pearlan? God, can you two just make up already? To the Dead Moms Club. Nope, not the time, Nina. Not the time. Right, Tabitha, stop hiding behind your mom's corpse. She's gone. The only person who makes decisions about your life now is you. God, you're right. I was an adult when your parents died, Stella. It doesn't matter what Pearlan wanted. I pushed you away and I shouldn't have done that. I'm sorry. Ted, I've missed you. I've missed you too. The three of you stare out into the quiet night. Mend a broken relationship. Yay! I think the accident is probably why I got into ghost hunting. I think I just wanted to see them again. I wanted to know whether I even could. I never found anything, so I eventually gave up. Then last night happened. And I ran out here to see if maybe it would happen with them too. Even if it meant seeing the crash again, or seeing them all messed up and dead. I just wanted to see them. It's been a whole day. I don't think they're coming. Do you want to say goodbye? Stella sits in silence for a long moment, her breath slow and even. Goodbye. I love you. Don't worry about me. I'm gonna be fine. She's silent again, as if waiting for a response. No response comes. But she smiles, a lively glimmer returning to her sad eyes. I kind of felt better. I don't think I realized how much I kind of trapped myself in my own head. Thank you for breaking me out of it, you two. She straightens up, stretching her back. You probably should have back right. I haven't slept in a day. No, we need to tell her about tonight. Wait, no. Well, she needs to know Reese is dead. Hold on. Does she need to know Reese is dead? Does she need to know that Reese was a cryptoid? I'm a teller. Smells rotten. Ah! Wayne! Don't look so frightened. I was just gonna say goodnight and to give you a word of advice. Tabitha won't be around tomorrow. Too busy at the mines. Forbidden places won't be forbidden without her there to stop you. And you might be surprised at what you find. Until then, sleep well. Wait! Wait! Wayne pauses at the door. Yes? Did you know Reese was... Huh? I thought you wanted me to stay at the estate. Aren't you going to lecture me? Why are you following me around? Why not Stella or Kaneko? Why not Tabitha? Thanks for looking out for me tonight. I'm glad you're okay. Seems like Reese gave you a run for your money. I thought you might have done something bad to Stella. I don't know if I should flirt with Wayne. I have the option to flirt with Wayne, the spooky ooze man. I'm gonna just say thank you. I'm glad you're okay. When it emits a strange kind of coughing sound, you realize he's laughing. He managed to catch me off guard. Those constructs of his were an interesting little trick, but that's all they were. Thanks for looking out for me tonight. Anytime you find yourself in danger, I'll be there for you. I will always be there for you. Did you know Reese was like that? I knew he was different. How exactly, I wasn't sure, but now I know. I thought you wanted me to stay at the estate. You were free to make your own decisions, and those decisions have been made. I know that something pulls at you, and now that it's started, I know that you cannot stop until your task is finished. I'll keep you safe while you do what you must. Thanks, Wade. So why are you following me? You know, why not Tabitha? Because you're special. Good night, Meep. No, Wayne! Leaves your room and closes the door behind him. Oh. The damp smell of the mattress is starting to become almost welcoming, a sign that the now daily horrors of Scarlet Hollow are finally behind you, at least until the sun inevitably rises once again. Should I have flirted with him? No. Flirt with no one, Nina. Be true to your ace self. You close your eyes, your exhausted body succumbing to sleep almost immediately. As you drift off, you think of Reese and the way his mangled but still living body withered at his funeral pyre. And then you think of nothing. This is the end of episode 4. Episode 5 finally awaits. Oh, it only took like almost 3 hours. Ow. Eep. Oh! Human? Human, wake up! Small possum friend. Your vision comes into focus. See? Human, not dead. Okay, no breakfast. No easy breakfast for Dustin and Dustin Mom. Dustin stands on your chest, his beady black eyes staring down into yours. Dustin Mom is hovering a healthy distance away. You are not in your bedroom. Start crying. Did you guys hear something like a piano? Dustin not know about piano. Could hear some weird bird though. No need worry about weird bird. Weird birds sound like it far away from here. Dustin, my wonderful little friend, I love waking up to your face. Treacherous, you dragged me from the safety of my bed to this dank and dreary place. How did I get here? I love waking up to your wonderful little face. Human has been kind to Dustin. Dustin so worried when Human got dragged away. Dustin Mom also worried for Human. No human went to visit a-hole squatter. Okay, that glass hole still belonged to squatter. Ace-hole squatter too powerful even for Human, but the thought that count. Dustin and Dustin Mom tried to help Human too when the other one came to take you away. But scary Human not afraid of small creature like us. But Dustin watch over good Human all night. You stagger to your feet, disoriented and exhausted, your limbs heavy and your head swimming. You stumble slightly, swaying as you try to keep your balance in the oddly tilted room. Dustin clinging to your shirt with his tiny claws. So this is the Forbidden Wing, and Wayne dragged you here in your sleep. Can you ever trust the safety of your bed again? There are 2 doors out of the barren room. One is a normal doorway, leading to what you assume to be a hallway, and the other is a door that must have been hidden, though the ruined state of the wallpaper has been robbed of its secrecy. I'm gonna say investigate the once hidden door. There doesn't seem to be a clear way to open it besides the brass circle where a handle should be. You didn't bring a screwdriver into bed with you last night, and even if you did, you'd worry about damaging the ancient mechanism. Hopefully you can find either the handle or another way out deeper in the Forbidden Wing. Home on other side. Oh. Look through the hole where the handle used to be. You lean forward, peep into the narrow opening at what lies behind the door. The marsupial's right. It's your room, which means you'd be able to slip right back into the safety of the rest of the house if you could manage to find the handle. You've always believed in working smarter, not harder. The estate is massive. There's gotta be a better way out of the Forbidden Wing than this. And maybe while you're looking, you'll catch a lucky break and stumble across a key. I'm gonna save, because I don't want to force the door. Like, in case it makes me leave. You push on the wall, it doesn't budge. You try messing with the metal contraption that stands in place of the door's handle, tugging and jiggling and pushing on every which way, and still nothing. Call someone. You gradually pat your legs before realizing you're still in your evening attire. It would seem Wayne wasn't thoughtful enough to bring your phone from the nightstand. Or maybe prefer if you saw what there was to see in this place alone. Do either of you know how to get back to my room? Very easy. Holes everywhere in Dustin House. Just got to squeeze between walls. Human too big to squeeze between walls. Dustin. Gotta find human size way. Alright, time to explore the wing. You cross the slanted room and exit into the hallway beyond. Oh wow. You and the possums find yourselves in a long hallway. Its age-stained curtains fluttering in the breeze, flowing in through cracked glass. Weak sunlight illuminates the dust dancing on the air. An ornate entryway, its door long gone, breaks the monotony of the faded wallpaper, and a staircase looms at the far end. Investigate the ornate entryway. You make your way to the large set of double doors in the middle of the hallway. You can hear the light click of claws on hardwood as Dustin's mom toddles along a safe distance behind you. It seems like some kind of entertainment room, the sort you expect out of fancy rich people who wanted to show off. The stench of mildew is strong here, your already weakened lungs aching from the strain of breathing in such toxic air. You can see why Tabitha doesn't want you exploring these rooms. There's a large painting on the far wall of the room. From a distance, it looks like it might depict the town. Dustin almost never come in here. All open space, too scary, but room behind wall is good hiding place. Dustin hide there sometimes. As he references this room behind wall, Dustin stares at what at first seems to be a broken down bookshelf hanging by a single rusted hinge. But there's something behind its sagging empty shelves. Some sunless room, once hidden, now revealed by the rot of this house. I'll examine the painting real quick. The painting highlights a number of old buildings and locales, many of which you've already visited. The town hall, the estate, the mines, and the clinic, still called a hospital at the time of this painting, the church, and then there's somewhere you've yet to see, the historical Callaway Tremaine homesteads. Tremaine. The faded bronze plaque beneath reads, in commemoration of Enoch Scarlet, head of the Scarlet Hollow Landmark Revitalization Project, let the past never be forgotten. Dustin no get. Always making mark on old cloth, does not know that cloth for eating. Okay, hidden room. You test each step as you make your way across the room, especially carefully as you cross over to the ruined section of floor in front of the bookshelf. You can hear Dustin's mom hurrying behind you. We go to dark room now? Good. Big open space bad. Vulnerable to attack. Oh my goodness. The space is dark, its features barely illuminated by the faint light trickling in through the myriad of cracks and holes in the walls. The wallpaper, a deep, exquisite red, adds a blood-like glow to the dimness. The walls are lined with ornate display cabinets, some empty, some still presenting their antique treasures. Nestled between the cabinets, a single tall bookshelf remains, standing, its occupants dusty, but mostly intact. But all of these are ornamental details. Your focus is drawn to an expensive-looking antique desk in the center of the room. Good place to take nap. I'm gonna check out the desk. Open the top drawer. The top drawer mostly contains old-timey letter-writing materials, complete with a fancy dagger-shaped letter opener and a wax stamping kit emblazoned with the initials ES. You can't but help but notice the wax has been nibbled. Red stuff stick to Dustin teeth. Tastes good, though. Underneath you find a pile of crumbling financial documents. Scrawled in neat cursive in every spot that needed a signature is the name Enoch Scarlet. This must be his desk, meaning this also must be his study. At the very bottom of the drawer, you're surprised to find a face you recognize staring back up at you. An antique photograph of a young man, his blonde hair nearly white against the dark Sophia background. Teddy. It's Teddy. He looks almost exactly the same as he did in your vision. Almost. There's a carefree look in his eye that seemed to have faded by the time he found his way to that hospital bed. Feel around anything you might have missed. As you search for anything more notable among the contents of the drawer, you notice something peculiar, an irregularity in the molding along the top edge of the desk, almost as if it had been removed and replaced at some point. You slip a hand into the drawer, feeling along what would usually be the solid oak of the top of the desk, but the space is clearly hollow, your fingers making light knocking sounds as they fumble against the wood. Fortunately, it's a very simple lock, and you have years of experience. In moments, the secret drawer slides open, revealing its treasure. It's a bundle of notes. Vitality, prosperity, circle of brother and death, old and new together joined. Ooh! Scrawled on the first page is a design you find familiar. It's the stone from the pit in the mines. Its many-armed design scratched onto paper by an untrained hand. There are other drawings here, some of which you find just as familiar. The goat head carving from what was once the town hall, and the circle of figures from the clinic. There are notes scrawled in the margins around the designs, most either illegible or written in some language you don't understand, though a few words stand out. Prosperity next to the stone with the mines, dominion paired with the stone from the text, vitality with the clinic, spirit, bounty, throne? The remaining captions seem to read spirit, bounty, and throne, all attached to designs you don't recognize. If human helped Dustin hunt treasure, Dustin would be biggest guy of all. Big is target, better Dustin be small, but not too small. Open the bottom drawer. Offers resistance as you try and pull it out. It would seem that even after all these years, the lock on it still holds. Not a problem. Inside you find a strange collection of glass vials. Their surfaces are clouded over, but you can make out what seems to be paper preserved somehow inside the containers, a hint of writing visible at the edges. You notice some of the corks have been lightly chewed. Pretty good for eating. Dustin always saved these for special occasions. Tastes like old pond, fine vintage. Open the vials. You reach for one of them, twisting the cork. It unseals with a pop, releasing a smell like an old pond, like decaying leaves and damp earth. You tug at the corner of the slip of paper, and it unfurls. The writing across its surface is crisp and clear, as if it had just been written. To Miss Maeve, I know it has been several years since my last visit, but I do hope you remember the young lad who used to find himself at your doorstep more than you would have liked. I write you now with the utmost... But the paper dissolves before you finish reading it, as if it finally realized that it had been submerged all these years, churning a useless pulp between your fingers. New place to get tasty wets! Nothing Dustin Mom like to see more than Dustin live in comfort. But Dustin better not let comfort make him soft. This how Dustin brother die. It's unlikely you'll have the chance to return here, and the vials are too delicate to carry it with you. Keep reading? Yeah, keep reading. You open another. Miss Verena, trouble with tea. Your presence requested at... Verena, now know what you tried. Do not appreciate the attempt at subterfuge. Thought we both... Some of these letters are addressed to Miss Maeve and some to Verena. All are signed ES. You assume these have to be from Enoch. Many seem unimportant, just listing a time and place. You assume meetings between Enoch and whoever this Verena may have been. Before you know it, the drawer is empty. The floor around you scattered with drained vials, the air stinking of wet rot. Alright, step away from the desk. You step away from the desk. Alright, that's that room. You head down the eerie corridor, following the path laid out in the dust. No, Dustin, not go there. Dustin, come back. You turn to face Dustin's mom, who stands a little ways down the corridor for you, her posture tense. But Dustin is helping. Nothing bad will happen to Dustin with big, strong human around. Dustin Mom say no. Don't care how strong human is. Only Dustin Mom know what is best for Dustin. Dustin looks up to you with large, black, wet eyes. Human will have to go on without Dustin. Good. I was going to tell you, listen to your mother. I can't have you die with me right now. He clambers down from his place on your shoulder, gripping your clothes with his little clawed hands. Hope Human can find human-sized hole. We go back to Dustin house now. Human should be careful. Up there always smell like hurting. And with that final word of caution, Dustin and Dustin's mom toddle away, disappearing into some crevasse that will take them back to the comfort of your dresser drawers. You continue following the tracks left by what you assume to be your fellow humans. They take you up a flight of stairs, and you find yourself on the 3rd floor of the estate for the first time. What is this? There are more footprints, leading all the way down the hallway and into the farthest door. Try to move the boxes from in front of the nearest door. Approach the window. You carefully approach the window at the far end of the hall. That sure is a cliff. There is nothing below the window but the tops of distant trees. The ground having crumbled away, the only thing stopping you from plummeting to your death is the straining foundation that still somehow holds this place together. At least for now. Try to move the boxes. You do your best to shove the boxes out of the way. They feel packed full of lead. You can practically hear your shoulders and hips creaking and straining with the effort, but as you try as you might, you can only budge them about an inch. Then they seem to cement themselves in place, and you find yourself gasping for breath after another few desperate pushes. At least you know the handle can't be in there. No one has been in that room for some time. It's not worth the strain. All right. Middle room. Oh. The space was clearly once a nursery, though no child has been in here for a long, long time. All right, check the bookshelf. The top shelf is occupied by ancient picture books, Dick and Jane, books of nursery rhymes, ancient editions of Grimm's fairy tale. The lower shelves are full of educational material, from children's encyclopedias to writing practice books. Thanks, Mr. Meep. I got your little thing. From the sheer number of learning-oriented books on the shelf, you get the impression that the children who lived here were not supposed to be as interested in fun and fiction as they were in diction and spelling. Your family may have been wealthy, but maybe not in joy. Read a few writing practice books. Alexandra's Scarlet. You leaf through a few of the practice workbooks, gently turning the near crumbling pages. Question. She had a son, and then she has a daughter. Similar name. I'm wondering, what if it was a sneaky thing? Reasons mommy should take me and Maribel to the zoo. 1, we have been very good girls and have not cried for a whole week. 2, Maribel says elephants are so big and I would like to see one. 3, I think it would be very fun and mommy would have a good time. All are signed with the carefully scrawled signature of Alexandra Scarlet. You flip through the rest of the book, your eyes unfocused as the many practice sentences and letter copying pages flash by, but something near the back of the book gives you pause. In a section that starts with the prompt, "Today I," Alexandra continues with, "Talked to the boy in the wall." Alex is alive, isn't he? You said it was a stillbirth. I think he's alive. You make your way back to the hallway. You continue following the trail of footprints, approaching the farthest room down the hall. The door was clearly meant to be hidden, but it's been left open. Someone left it open for you. The room is starkly empty, save for a rug and a few candelabras. The lack of dusty old boxes and rotting antiques mark it as distinct from the rest of the cluttered, forgotten spaces you've explored. It's my only option, but I don't trust that rug. It looks like there's something under it. You continue forward towards the door on the far side of the room. Oh my god. You exit into a short hallway. There are stairs here leading back down to the lower floors, but there is also another door. It's hanging ajar, the many locks and deadbolts along its edge glimmering in the weak morning light. The doorframe itself is gouged and splintered, evidence that some desperate creature tried to save itself from the room beyond, time and time again. You step forward. This was a prison cell. I'm trying to read what this is. Oh, I can't read it. Everything about this place reeks of neglected humanity. The walls are covered in scratches, legible words mixed in with the nonsense of desperate clawing. The one window set high in the far wall is fitted with a thick pane of glass, as if the iron bars just beyond it wouldn't be enough to hold the imprisoned. You can't help but notice that the doll from your closet sits watching you from the bed, one eyelid drooping, and adds an extra layer of menace to the already deeply unsettling room. Property of Alexandra. Your eyes are drawn to the massive, almost letters dug as deep into the brick as the cell's prisoners could manage, highlighted with whatever pigments were available. And then, one final detail grabs you, a metallic glint from the filthy, bare mattress, a doorknob. This is what you've been looking for. Was it left here for you? Take the handle. As you take it, a sound wraps around you. Music. The tinkling of piano keys played by a clumsy hand. They echo up a narrow staircase at the end of the hallway. I gotta know what's going on with my family, man. You've come this far. Clearly you're meant to go on just a little further. The stairs take you into what you have to assume was once a servant's quarters, a network of cramped passageways hidden behind the expansive rooms of the estate without so much as a window for illumination. But you persist and descend deeper into the bowels of the Scarlet estate, the echoing piano your only company. Soon enough, you see the light again, the sun creeping in through the edges of a nearly hidden door. You're at the end of another long corridor. Its high ceilings and tall windows are almost disorientating as you step out from the cramped, gloomy stairwell. The music echoes mournfully in the vast space, a chorus of wind adding a melancholic harmony as it whips in from the overgrown courtyard outside. You found your way to the first floor, which means you must be close to the ballroom from the first day. But you've yet to confront your guide. Finish. The musician plays on as you move cautiously through the dark, the slope now so dramatic it feels like walking downhill, jagged remains of the floorboards jutting out like splintered trees. Wayne! The flow of notes finally stops as you reach an open doorway to what was once a music room. Oh my god, are you not Wayne? Are you Alex? Wayne stands from the bench of a battered grand piano, turning to face you. So now you've seen it, Meep. Angel of Music, answer his call. Ooh, rare achievement. He makes his way down the tilted floor towards you. A breeze passes by him, carrying it with it the smell from the wound that is his body. Wait, are you my relative? Oh, I'm so glad I didn't flirt with you. I hope you enjoyed the show. He stops just a few paces away. And I trust you understand the implications of everything you've seen, I think? If you aren't careful and you put your faith in the wrong people, things could go very, very wrong for you. I'm gonna talk to him. What's the dramatics? Isn't this all a little theatrical? What was with the doll in that room? Did you need to carry me off my sleep? What the hell? You kidnapped me. Does Tabitha? We need to call someone. I want to leave. Okay. Who lived in that last room? Wayne cocks his head almost playfully. I did. I've been in that room a long time. Though my being free now is meaningless in the grand scheme of things, the town itself is enough of a prison that I might as well still be stuck behind that door. But at least I'm free enough to warn you. Ooh? So maybe you're not Alex, but you definitely talked to Alexandra, because she's like, I talked to the boy in the walls. No flirting, he might be a relative. What's with the dramatics? There were things you needed to see, and I doubt you would have been interested in a private guided tour. Not when I'm the one who would have been giving it. And once I've helped you find what you needed to find, I wanted you to choose to come to me, to know you were truly open to a conversation. You're still not telling me everything, are you? If you know what's going on, then out with it. Why should I care about any of this? I'm here. Can't you see I trust you? You're still not telling me everything. What's going on, are you? Do you want to be somebody else's puppet, Meep? I can guide you to where you need to be, but it's up to you to open your eyes. The witch holds some of the final pieces. Find her, pry them from her hands, and then everything should start falling into place. You have no idea who we could be talking about. Unless you're already starting to forget about her. Memory is a disloyal thing, isn't it? Physical, easily manipulated. But something being missing from your head doesn't mean it's gone from the world. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna remain silent. What was with the doll in that room? She liked it, so I liked it too. It was nice to see it again after so many years. Did you need to carry me off in my sleep? A moment of weakness. I was impatient. And what now? You plan to keep me here? How did I not wake up? You shouldn't do that to people. You don't strike me as impatient. Never again. I liked it. No! How did I not wake up? You've been a heavy sleeper lately. This town has been demanding so much of you. And I was gentle. What do you mean the town is a prison? I can't leave. No one really can. As it stands now, Scarlet Hollow doesn't like letting go of its prisoners. They may be able to cross the town line, but not without paying a price. That can be changed, though. It wasn't always this way, and it was never meant to be. Is that why Is that why Stella's parents died? You can put an end to it. Oh my god! Is this like a weird thing of Higurashi no Kai? How do I know you're the right person to trust? If you're still asking questions like that, I know there's nothing I can say that will convince you, but I will keep looking out for you, whether you trust me or not. Does Tabitha know about all this? Of course. Why do you think she invited you here? Trying to make me doubt her. It won't work. She didn't know me then. It's different. We're bonded. Oh, the absolute B. She didn't know me then. It's different now. We're bonded. Oh my god. She wouldn't. Wait, was she gonna like do a swap? It's different now. We're bonded. Do you think a flimsy bond formed over the course of a week will be enough to stop the generations of expectations and duty that have fallen on Tabitha's shoulders? Do you want to bet your freedom on that bond? Tabitha will always be a Scarlet. I'm a Scarlet too. We need to call someone about this. The police or the National Guard or somebody. Trust me when I say they wouldn't be able to help. The forces at work in Scarlet Hollow run deep. There is no one person they can arrest, no group of people they can blame and do away with. It is beyond the realm of flesh. But I know how to fix everything. I know how to keep you safe for as long as you live. I don't know what to think. This is all too much. I trust you, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do about this. I'm with you all the way. Help me stop all this. For all I know, you deserve to be locked up. He was a boy! I don't want to explore that option. You and me, Wayne. Creepy dude who met me in the street. I'm with you all the way, man. Wayne's shoulders seem to relax slightly, as if he's relieved. Good. Our enemies rely on keeping us divided. They know how much stronger we can be together. Be careful who you trust. I will always be there when you need me. Wayne steps away, his shining eyes watching you unblinking from behind his veil, before finally disappearing back in the darkness of the estate. I remember there was a time when I could talk to him, and one of the options was, if you're here to protect me, why didn't you help me in the forest? I remember that was an option, but they didn't let me pick it. Nothing left for you to do here but leave. You make your way back to where you woke up and slot on the handle of the secret door on the wall. It twists and the door pulls back, and you stumble through your closet and back into your bedroom. You lean against your door frame, relieved at once again having sturdy, unsloped ground beneath your feet and moderately clean air to breathe. The estate has gotten to you. After the events of this morning, your body burns with a ferocious itch to leave this place behind, to be anywhere but here. You leave in a haze, mindlessly grabbing clothes and an uncharged phone, barely even noticing your surroundings as you rush outside. The morning's revelation seizing your body and mind alike with a suffocating grip. The cell, the doll, Wayne's insinuation that Tabitha has known about all of this, and even more, that she has partaken willingly in your family's crimes. Not only that, but she has designs for you. Is it true? Tabitha deserves a chance to explain her. She needs to explain herself. Wayne can't be trusted. She needs to explain herself. Tabitha needs to explain herself. There is nothing else that can possibly ease the growing pit in your stomach. And if she can't explain all of this, she better have an explanation. Maybe it's time to confront her and see what she has to say for herself. I'm gonna go to the police. Wayne said I need to find the witch. I should do that before doing anything else. I need to confront Tabitha now. I'm gonna find someone I can trust. The only way out is by finding the rest of the stone. Alone if I have to. Even if I need to walk. Right? Now is the time for unnecessary confrontations. Wayne told you to find the witch, and he notably didn't tell you to take this to Tabitha. Only you have no idea where to even begin finding this witch, or for that matter, who you assume she could possibly be. Think harder. But the harder you think, the more easily the answer seems to slip away from you, as though you're trying to grab onto dry sand on the beach. You can only hope that the witch Wayne spoke of will reveal herself in time. Time? Time right now feels like a precious resource. The weight of this morning sits on your shoulders, driving you into the ground. You have to do something to make it stop. When I find the rest of the stone carvings, I'm gonna find those stone carvings. Anything you're doing right now that isn't finding the rest of the stone carvings is a stall. Only you don't know where the next stone carving is, at least not with certainty, and this isn't a time for uncertain wandering. Okay? Told me not to talk to Tabitha. But I don't want to talk to the police because they're like in on it. Someone I could trust. Hey, I only had Wade. Friends with Tabitha?
Yeah, the person.
Stella?
Whatever they call it.
Oh, Sybil?
Sybil.
I don't trust her either.
No?
She's been sus from the beginning too.
Yes.
Everyone is sus. Because I'm like, if I click, I'm going to someone I can trust. I don't know. Maybe Sybil is the witch. Sure, let's go there. If you can manage to throw yourself into the arms of someone you can actually trust, maybe they can help you. Maybe you don't have to deal with this alone. Can you trust anyone? I'm just gonna go with Wade. Wade's the only one. He's willing to share, but that just brings you right back to where you started. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna get out of this place. You've seen everything a sane person could possibly want to see in Scarlet Hall. It's time for you to leave. Who knows how long it'll take you on foot, but every road leads somewhere, right? And a road isn't here. If you're fortunate, you'll cross paths with a car willing to pick you up sooner rather than later. You aren't spending another second in this godforsaken town. You start down the road and you don't stop. Past Main Street, past the library where you gave so much for this town. Too much. That never should have been your problem. I'm glad I saved, just in case. Past the bus stop and the gas station on the edge of town, one foot in front of the other. Hey! Miles stops you before you're able to leave town, doing his best to hide that he's out of breath. He must have been running to catch up. Meep, wait, I have to talk to you. There's something going on, but I can't remember what. It has to do with Sybil and somebody else, and that somebody feels really important. And I feel like if I don't remember before it's too late, somebody's gonna... Never mind, that was stupid. I just sound crazy. This isn't getting out. This isn't my problem. I'm gone. Sort of thing is exactly why I'm trying to get out of here. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you have any other details? If I had any other details, do you think I'd be talking to you? I don't want to have to ask anybody for help, but I can't think straight. I feel like I'm supposed to remember something, but I just can't. All that happened today is Sybil said she was headed off somewhere with someone else. Then I was outside the tea shop because it's closed for renovations. Nothing happened, but it feels like when Dad died, only nobody's dead, right? Who was this? Somebody else? Are you maybe having a panic attack? Sounds like some kind of medical issue. This town's trying to kill me and I won't let it. Who was the somebody else? What, are you stupid or something? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I can't focus or remember anything. Look, there's this crazy guy on the edge of town, Julius. He's always asking me questions or writing it all down in a notebook. Get that notebook or get him to talk about it. He's got everything I know. Plus whatever his weird, crazy guy theories are. They're probably all true anyway. I was gonna do it. I didn't want to have to ask for help, but it's like, I can't think straight. I need somebody to fix this for me. I don't want to feel like this anymore. Not again. Please, not again. He shoves the map in your hands and turns away, hiding his face as it cracks with emotion. I really didn't want to ask anybody for help. That's how bad it is, okay? Don't tell anybody what I said, though. I don't need people thinking I'm crazy. Julius, I remember that name. And then he's walking away, back up towards Main Street, as if there's someplace he's supposed to be. But you have a map and a place to go, a thread to follow, if that's what you want. Or you can continue on your way and see where the road might take you. Let's go to Julius's farm. This is the end of part 1. No! Part 2, the chapter's finale, will be releasing next Friday. No! If you would like to continue with the road, please save your game. It's getting so good. Well, there you go. That's the end of part 1. I guess I will come back in a week to see the end of part 2. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. It's gonna be so good. All right. Well, thank you everyone for stopping by, and I hope everyone who's playing the game themselves is like having fun with their journey, because I'm all in with Wayne. I didn't mean for Reese to die, so we'll see what the consequences hold for us. But until next time, Suzu is Massey. Bye-bye.